And we welcome you to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting volleyball action, a tri-match between Mount Hope Christian, George Washington, and Beckley. We're glad you're with us here as it's senior night as the Beckley seniors are being honored. I'm Maris Lowry with Morgan Payne. We also have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera. And you know, Morgan, you've coached, you broadcast. Senior night's always a very, very special night.
Oh, yeah, and they have so many, good girls graduating this year, and I know that it's a really emotional night. I see number 34, Miss Michaela Adkins, tearing up a little bit. It is sentimental and it's sad, but it's also like a good moment because it's kind of like that rite of passage,
Yeah, and he's got 4 seniors that are being honored, and that's what's going on as we welcome you in to the Greenbrier Automotive pregame show. As you mentioned, Malika Atkins, one of the 4 seniors, Anna Hassan, Zoe Vance, and the team leader and captain, London Baker. Those are the 4 that are out there being honored. They've got balloons. They're getting flowers. The Chick-fil-A cow is here. Yeah. So it's really, anytime you see the Chick-fil-A cow, it's a big deal. That's right. It's a big deal. Got a nice crowd on hand. And what it also speaks to about this Beckley volleyball team is, you've got 4 really good seniors, but it shows you how deep the team is because they got a lot of other good players on their team that are still underclassmen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these ladies have definitely been good leaders to look up to, but Beckley's not losing anybody as far as like talent. I mean, there's freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that are getting ready to step up to the plate the next year as well. So.
And from what I understand, one of the feeder schools into Beckley, Park Middle School, has a really good volleyball team, and they're going to be getting those 8th graders coming up next year into the program.
Right, yeah.
Well, how this is going to work tonight, like I said, it's a 3-team tri-match. So it will be Mount Hope Christian and George Washington. They'll play the best 2 out of 3 in the set. And, of course, the first 2 sets will go to 25, a win by 2. If we need a decisive set, it will go to 25. And then I would imagine, since George Washington is further in on the other side of Charleston, that it would be Beckley against George Washington, and then we'd finish up with Beckley and Mount Hope Christian.
Yep, looks like that's how it's going to go. So.
All right, so we're about 10 minutes away from getting the first match going, and we'll take a quick break and come back as you are watching live streaming action of volleyball here as we wind down to the regular season, getting closer to the postseason. We think you'll enjoy what we got going on for you tonight here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen. When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight's volleyball action is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Scotty Brown is there for you. He's the local agent located in Shady Spring, West Virginia, and you can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, the action tonight is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, you want to reach out to the broker, Luke Richmond, or the associate broker, Steve Morgan. And you can do that by reaching out at their website at exitelevationwv.com. Also, tonight's volleyball matches are brought to you by Edward Jones, and Heather Cantley is my financial advisor with Edward Jones. She can be your financial advisor as well. She has a new location up on Harper Road in Beckley. You can reach out to Heather at 681-254-0097. As she helped me 5 years ago start planning for my retirement, she can help you as well to plan for yours. And brought to you by Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they are a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can reach them at 304-252-2917. Well, you know, we look at George Washington here, Morgan, and we talked to their coach, Malika Boggs, who really a nice personality, very loose, very relaxed. She was an assistant last year, her first year as the head coach. Their record is 20-11-5. They have played quite a few matches. That's a lot compared to the last time when we had Coach Ashley Soul's team here, Mount Hope Christian. They had only played 9 and have only played a few since then. So total, Mount Hope Christian has only played 15. And when you're looking here, they've played up close to 40, has George Washington.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's a lot of games. And I know that Woodrow, Beckley, and I know Independence, and I think George Washington,
the one we had last week. Yeah,
I think they were talking about how they had a tournament this past weekend, and you know how many good teams were going to be there as well. So I mean, that's a lot of games getting in. There's a lot of experience, a lot of repetition. So I think that we are definitely in for a treat.
Yeah, we're coming down the stretch of the regular season. We're probably just a couple weeks out. And I say probably, I don't have that in front of me. In fact, I was speaking with some of the coaches, and none of the coaches were really certain of the actual date as to when the postseason begins. Right. But I got to believe it's going to happen here in the next couple weeks, because volleyball always ends about the middle, 10th, 12th, somewhere 15th of November.
Right.
So we're just a little more than a month out of the whole season being over. So we know we got to be getting close to the end of the regular season.
Right, and I'm sure everyone's kind of looking forward to that time to, you know, show off tournament play. But I mean, the end of the season hasn't approached us yet, so you don't want to think about it too much and get nerves going.
Well, also I think is, you know, because a lot of these teams, of course, as far as Mount Hope Christian, it really won't affect them. But as far as Beckley and George Washington, both 4A schools, they're trying to get in position. To get in position, they're looking for that seeding, and that's what's important. And, you know, and also to finish well, kind of like, as you know from basketball, you want to be playing your best basketball, or in this case, your best volleyball, coming down the stretch going into postseason play.
Right, and I think that Beckley's a very experienced team as far as making it to the state tournament. I'm not sure about George Washington from last year.
They did make it last year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've definitely got some experience there, and I think as long as they do exactly what they plan to do, then I think both of them will hopefully, you know, make it down the stretch.
The first match will be George Washington and Mount Hope Christian. Mount Hope Christian will be the home team on the scoreboard, and we're about 8 or 9 minutes away from getting that started. We'll take another break. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They've tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service.
Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Morgan Payne. I'm Maris Lowry. We're about 5 or 6 minutes away from getting this tri-match started. The first match will be George Washington and Mount Hope Christian. The volleyball action is brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. And Leisure Lanes right now has the Bowloween going on Halloween night. You can come and join for a great Halloween costume party, just $17 a person, and that includes 2 hours of bowling, shoe rental, and a buffet. And reservations are recommended, and you need to dial them up at 304-253-7328. Also, the volleyball action being presented by Infinity Coal Company located in Sophia, West Virginia. They are hiring experienced and underground miners. They offer a great wage, great benefits, and you can apply online at the United Coal Company Facebook page. Also, our volleyball being brought to you by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. They have all your favorite Italian dishes plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties are available. You can book your event by calling Pasquale's at 304-255-5253 and also by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you can be in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. She's my agent. She takes great care of me. She'll take great care of you. Saw Lori the other day, and like I said, she'll take excellent care of you. And you can reach out to her at 304-252-8646. Well, this ought to be a very interesting match, Morgan. And like I said, it's the best 2 out of 3. George Washington against Mount Hope. And the first 2 games are to 25. You have to win by 2. And if we have a decisive third set of the match, it will go to 15.
Yeah, I think warming up, I see a lot of similarities between Mount Hope and George Washington, so I think that we are definitely in for a close game in regards to just like the players and how they're warming up and what I'm watching here. So I'm excited to get this one started.
Speaking of getting started, I guess that, for the people that don't know, you're an assistant middle school girls basketball coach, and I guess it's not that far away before you'll be getting started, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the end of volleyball season indicates the beginning of basketball season.
So just curious, over at the middle school level where you coach and teach at Shady Spring Middle, do you have very many volleyball players that will be basketball players?
See, I'm trying to recruit some more because they all want to just play travel volleyball, and I'm like, branch out, like do something different. So, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully we get some surprises for us at tryouts. We're recruiting, trying to, from our classrooms and everything, trying to get kids to come out. So.
And, I understand that when kids, they like one sport, but I agree with you. I think that it's better to be well-rounded and to play as many sports as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And a lot of times your best athletes are your volleyball players and your basketball players.
And I tell them, when I talk to them, I'm like, you don't even have to know anything about basketball. That's our job to teach you. We just need you to just be a body out there.
Well, not only that.
We'll coach you and teach you the ways.
As athletic, and I think that the transition from volleyball to basketball would be easy because as athletic as a lot of these girls are that we see on the high school level, I'm sure same way on the middle school level.
Absolutely.
If anything else, you can teach them how to play defense and how to go get the ball and how to rebound it.
Right, exactly.
See the ball, go get the ball, right?
Yeah, it's like very basic foundational things when it comes to trying to get someone to just try out, just come out and just, try something new, and we'll teach you. You just got to trust us. So
all right.
See.
We're going to take one more break. We're still about 3 minutes away from getting the match started, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. I'm Maris Lowry along with Morgan Payne. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing Jackie Moon on camera. Tonight's volleyball action is brought to you by the Spartan Factory. They have T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, banners, and they also have the swag that Morgan and I are wearing. Too bad you can't see us, and maybe you probably can see the back of our head from the screen, but nice pullover that I have on and a nice polo that Morgan has on, and they're located in Beckley, and you can reach out to them, the Spartan Factory, WV.com. Also, our volleyball action is brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. They're a proud sponsor of local sports in Southern West Virginia, and that is Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. All right, looks like we are ready to get things underway. This is the first set of the best 2 out of 3 between George Washington against Mount Hope Christian. I knew I was going to say that. And The pink uniforms and black is George Washington, and the navy uniforms is Mount Hope Christian. And I'm going to write that down right now.
I'll correct you.
I know you will, and you know I need correcting. Just like, say, a true school teacher that Morgan is, if something's not right, which I would expect you to correct me. And so obviously wouldn't be offended by that in any way, because even I can't be right all the time.
No,
how about that?
No,
hey, how about that?
Neither.
I'm one of the few men that will tell you I can't be right all the time. Hopefully your husband will tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll make sure that he does, right?
That's right.
All right, we are ready to get started. Teams, I like that when they get their, they do have their final instructions among themselves.
Mm-hmm. Without the coach. Yeah.
Yep. So you have Coach Boggs for George Washington and Coach Soul for Mount Hope Christian, and we are ready to get things underway. Mount Hope will be the home team on the scoreboard. And like I said, it is to 25. You have to win by 2. And looks like we are ready to rock and roll here in the gymnasium here on the campus of Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Now if we can just find the volleyball, right?
Right.
I'm looking around. I see referees.
They're trying to make sure the rotation's good, everybody's good and in check.
They do their final little, I guess, the little hop, little arm-to-arm elbow, whatever you call that. I'm sure you coach, and I'm sure you and your girls have something similar to that, right?
Something.
I don't know, fist pound or what you call it.
They like to do whatever it is that they like to do. I don't even know what it is anymore.
All right, so we'll get started with George Washington, and that'll be Tomlin that will get things started for the Patriots. So Natalie Tomlin will serve it up, and we are underway. And right at the net, George Washington able to score. So Tomlin ready. Left-handed serve.
Not what Mount Hope wanted, but able to recover.
Our second opportunity of watching Mount Hope. First opportunity to watch George Washington live. And the point goes to George Washington. That's a nice placement when you find that place, Morgan, down the line. And, the ball has eyes. You place it correctly for the point. Here's Tomlin. Good hustle by Tomlin that time. And George Washington strong at the net.
Great play by George Washington. Great hustle from the back row, being able to kind of scoop that ball as you watch the replay. Barely got to it, was able to get the setter to give a good execution of the play. Very good job by George Washington.
That was Prey who was able to score big for GW at the front of the net. And George Washington getting out of the gate with a good start, already up 4-0.
And I think on a little bit of a hot streak.
Yeah,
here.
and I think that's the whole key. You obviously want to get off to a good start, and you want to be able to build that little bit of a cushion because the other team's going to make a run at you.
Right.
And that time, Mount Hope just not able to handle it. Carrico did all she could to go down to try to handle that, but just not able to, and a quick timeout.
Watch the replay here.
Like I said, good hustle by Carrico, but just not able to go down and dig it out. And like I said, George Washington off to a good start. And, I'll tell you what, if the team is kind of laid back and relaxed as Coach Michaela Boggs is, I can see why they're just being really loose and being able to play. And that's what you want to be able to do, just go out there and just kind of let it hang and do
have
what
fun.
you're doing. Yeah, and have fun.
Yeah.
And,
Seems like everybody on George Washington's side's having a good time. I think Mount Hope hopefully got something together.
Try to regroup a little bit.
Regroup a little bit. Calm down. You're good. You're okay.
Yeah,
Play
it's only 5. We spotted now. I'm sure the coach said, hey, we spotted them 5.
Yep.
Now it's time to get a little focused and let's go out there and do what the coaches, I'm sure, telling the players.
Right.
I know how well you can play. Go out there and do it. And just like you said, just have fun.
Number 17 is Natalie Tomlin still serving.
Tomlin with left-handed. And that's a little too strong, and the point to George Washington. So they got a touchdown, leading 6-0. as we watch the replay. And that's what you want to think, too. You just want to be able to put the ball in play. Carrico does a good job handling that serve. They got to get it over, and they do. Mount Hope Christian.
They called an in-net violation from G-Dub, so now the ball is going to be, and the point is going to be going to Mount Hope Christian. It was a good hit, good block, but the block was out of bounds, and it would have been GW's point, but she was too far underneath the net.
And that's what you need sometimes, maybe to kind of turn it around a little bit.
McKinley Moore to serve it for Mount Hope.
Tomlin able to get the dig. They got to get it over, and they cannot. Back-to-back points. Mount Hope trying to, see some of the momentum away. And actually, I just noticed this, Morgan, that George Washington, the players have their name on the back of the jersey. And actually, it's much bigger than the fine print that they gave us. And I'm having a hard time seeing. But I saw Prey go up and slam it down for the point. And I just now noticed that.
Yeah, as we watch the replay here, great positioning. Good swing through. Hit it right to where Mount Hope couldn't get to it.
And I know if you're watching at home or wherever you're watching, Facebook or on YouTube, you may not be able to see the names on the back of the uniforms of George Washington, but where we're located right here on the court, I just looked up and just saw that, and because I'm trying to read, and that's, as you can tell, wouldn't you agree, that's really fine print, the roster that they had given us for George Washington. So this is where the gym gets real quiet and trying to figure out what's going on.
Not really sure what's happening.
Yeah, one of the players there, George Washington, having a discussion with one of the officials.
I guess we're good.
We are. There's the serve. Carrico gets it for Mount Hope. And a nice job by Mount Hope at the net.
As we watch the replay here. Oh, just kidding. No replay. Oh, wait, yep, there's the replay. Nice pass, good set. Mount Hope just couldn't get to it.
So it'll be McKenna Jones will serve it up for Mount Hope. Nice dig by Tomlin, and they got to get it over, and they do. Does George Washington? It's again, nice play.
Miscommunication.
Nice play by Jones.
Great effort by Mount Hope on that set.
And the point goes to Mount Hope. So this is the first set of the best 2 out of 3. Like I said, they played at 25 in sets 1 and 2. And if we have a decisive third set for the match, they played at 15, but you have to win by 2. And Tomlin unable to handle that. That came in kind of hot.
Yes, it did.
And Mount Hope, after being down by as many as 6-0, now Morgan have climbed back in it to cut the lead to being down only 2 now. It's 7-5.
Here's the replay.
Jones serves it up again for Mount Hope. Prey able to throw it down.
Great job by Prey. I think everyone thought she was going up for the kill, but she ended up just barely kind of tipping it over as we rewatch it here. She's just so tall, and she's able to just get right on top of the ball and do whatever she needs to do with it.
Nice play. And that was Sophie Pack.
Mount Hope just able to get a good volley there. Able to get the kill. Just hit it where they ain't.
That's right. If you ain't there, you can't hit it back, right?
That's right.
You know that's a yogiism.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Great play at the net. And George Washington gets the point.
She got some contact on the block, but just came down on her side, unfortunately, for Mount Hope.
So it'll be Prey will serve it for George Washington. I like how they have that little kind of jump serve.
Yep.
Yes, and a point for the Patriots of GW. Of course, you know, Beckley and George Washington are in the same region. And Beckley soon to be in the conference, be in the same conference once again. They were in that conference before, and Beckley got out of it. Now they'll be getting back in.
Right.
And the point to George Washington. Manny that time able to throw it down for the Patriots.
Great serve.
Yeah, they got to get it over. Great play, good effort. Not able to get it in, but that's a great effort by Moore for Mount Hope. McKinley Moore with a nice hustle. She was, as watched the replay, the last chance to get it over and did all she could do and unable to keep it in, on the court of play there.
Zoe Prey will continue to serve it for.
So since George Washington went up 6-0, they've played even.
Right.
12-6.
Good hustle to get the ball back over.
Here's a setup. And a nice play by George Washington. Was Grisharbor able to score?
Another good serve by Prey. Mount Hope setting it up. Good pancake. Oh, good effort.
Hustle.
Good
yes.
hustle.
Yes, it was. Nice play once again by Sophie Pack for Mount Hope. And Mankin is now ready to serve it up for Mount Hope. Left-handed serve. So we got a couple of left-handers, one for each team.
Yeah.
Seems like we're seeing more and more of that. And the point to Mount Hope.
Great effort by George Washington. But Mount Hope was
years ago,
really
Morgan, that was kind of very rare to see left-handed players.
Really?
And
yeah.
now it seems like over the last couple of years, from volleyball to basketball and
baseball
football,
too,
baseball.
Right?
Well, baseball, you've always had, a couple left-handers, but more so in basketball and volleyball, it seems like now maybe, than I can remember from before. And maybe
net violation on
George Washington a little too far under the net. And the point will go to Mount Hope. So Mount Hope's cut into the lead. They were down as many as 6.
Number 3, Jolie Mankin to serve it for Mount Hope.
And actually they were down as many as 7. They were down 13-6 at one point. And they came back now within 4. Good volley by both teams, able to handle it, and that time the point now will go to George Washington. As soon as I say able to handle it, then they weren't. So 14-9 is the lead now for George Washington. This is the first set of the match in the best 2 out of 3.
Nice back row hit by number 5.
That's right.
Rebecca Grishaber.
Yes.
I hope I'm saying that correctly.
I think it's
apologize
Grish Harbor. And able to knock it down.
Great play by George Washington.
Comes the serve. Good job. Mount Hope going down with the dig. Tomlin skies it up. And there's the setup. Good play by Jones for Mount Hope. They got to get it over, and they do. Get it over that time by Moore. Up in the rafters.
Near
Tomlin
us.
gets it back. Yeah, I thought Tomlin was going to get in our lap.
Yeah.
And the point will go to Mount Hope. That was a good volley, though, by both teams.
Yes, it was. Great effort by both teams. Number 1, Campbell Lunsford checking in for George Washington.
So ready to serve it up, Sophie Pack for Mount Hope. Pack gets it over. Good job. And Tomlin unable to handle it on the back line. So since George Washington started on that 6-0 run to start the game, Morgan, this is the close, equals the closest that Mount Hope has got, is they got back within 4. They haven't been able to get any closer as of yet.
Right. Good effort by George Washington.
Getting it over is Moore.
Great job from both teams being able to handle it in the back row.
Mankin got it over there for Mount Hope. And George Washington able to get the point. Casto able to score. And Julia Martino will check in, and she will serve it for George Washington.
Wow, number 16, Liv Ellis with the slam down.
You didn't want to be in the way of that one. You could see that ball was just set up with her right across the front of the net, and Ellis able to throw it down. And once again, the lead back to 6 as we watch the replay there. That was like Tim Burr, better get out of the way. The tree was falling on that one, and George Washington able to score again. So this equals their largest lead of 7. And, you know, when you're playing a short match of 2 out of 3, it's so important, you know, to get that first one.
Oh, wow. Big miscommunication on Mount Hope's side.
I don't have any stat in front of me, but there's a timeout. But I would bet, Morgan, that out of 2 out of 3, if you win the first one, you probably have a chance. You probably win maybe 85% of the time. I'm just guessing at that. I don't have anything in front of me that says that, but I got to feel my years of watching sports at all levels of series, from basketball, baseball, whatever the case may be. When you get into a short, something like that, 2 out of 3, usually the team that wins the first one, I would say a good 85% chance they probably go on to win. I mean, I've honestly seen it go both ways. A lot of times people start out, you know, really strong and really good, and then over time they just kind of start to fall. So, I mean, it really honestly could go either way. Like that night that we were watching Independence and Beckley. I mean, that was a pretty close matchup between the two. And I honestly, it was really close between Independence and Beckley. So, I mean, it honestly could go any way tonight with any of these matches because these teams are all so talented. And they have very, very similar tactics and types of players as well. So out of the timeout, 19-11, and the timeouts, they score right out of the timeout, and that's when you coach, you feel good when you call that timeout and your players respond to it.
And what a way to respond. Number 13, that is Miss McKenna Jones with the slam down.
And here comes the serve. Carrico serves it up. And that's a little too much mustard on that one. Right here for your Mount Hope, you know, like I said, going to 25, and they've got 19 to George Washington. You got to make your run right here as Carrico serves it up. Tomlin has it. Had it there on the dig. They get it over the net. And just a little bit of miscommunication right there.
Yep.
And the ball falls to the ground, and a point for Mount Hope.
Carrico with a pretty consistent serve from Mount Hope.
Yep, Gracie Carrico dials it up. And that's a little long as well. And once again, Mount Hope is pulled within 4. So right now, as you said, Carrico, something consistent. That's tough when you got to play the elements here and it hit off the backboard. The basketball goal is where they've cranked it up, and if you're not used to playing here, sometimes that can throw you off.
Absolutely. Number 17 for George Washington, Natalie Tomlin to serve.
You know, that's like they get a point. That's like, you know, when you play the state tournament, you're playing it at has been, and I think it is again this year at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. Yep. You don't have to worry about hitting the rafters
or the
you don't have to worry about the goal,
right,
or playing off of any side element.
Yeah.
Nice serve by Tomlin. There's a setup. And Prey goes hard to the net and gets the point for GW.
Good attempt by Mount Hope to block it. Made some contact, just not strong enough hands to get it right over the net for Mount Hope.
George Washington makes that run, gets the lead. Mount Hope cuts back into the lead, and then George Washington, they come back and they answer a run of themselves. And that's been the case so far this first set. And Carrico does a good job up overhead to get it over the net.
McKinley Moore, very good job as well.
The both teams go to the net exceptionally well.
Wow, number 13, McKenna Jones. Again.
Gotta love that play.
Great hit by Jones.
And now Moore will serve it up for Mount Hope. And that's the George Washington point. So, you know, it's 23. You're getting close to that 25 as the score's 23-16. And, you know, right now, you know, George Washington, I'm sure they sense it that, hey, you know, we're right here. We got them right where we want them. And that won't make it over the net. And that should be the George Washington's. Nope. It should be George Washington's point. Yeah. Well, I was watching the official across the way, and she pointed toward Mount Hope, and I thought, not unless they were going to call GW net, because I thought it was George Washington's point.
Right.
So 1 point away from taking this first set, and they don't clear the net. They called that a let back in the day.
Yeah. McKenna Jones to serve it. Nice pass, good hit.
Ball doesn't quite make it to the net. It was hard to dig out of the net, and the point goes to Mount Hope. So, like I said, since it was 6-0, they played them even.
Right.
Because it's 24-18, and yeah. So that's to say, that's just how important, you know, you getting off to a good start means.
Absolutely.
And that will be the first set. It will go to George Washington as they'll win it 25-18. So GW will win the first set, and they'll lead this match 1-0. And we'll have a quick break, and let's see, I don't know how much, if we'll have time. I think
probably about 3 minutes. Yeah.
Yes, so we will take a break, and we will collect our breath and come back for the next set, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
First look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Mid-State Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Mid-State Ford, home of the Big John deals.
Before you hit the Hatfield...
doing the PA. And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School as I'm Maris Lowry along with Morgan Payne, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins. Producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera, and George Washington has defeated Mount Hope Christian by the score of 25-18 as we welcome into the Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales break. And the first set, Morgan, like I said, they win by 7, but George Washington got off to that 6-0 lead, and they kind of played even up to that. Like I said, they ended up winning by 7, but after that, it was basically even.
Yeah, I think that this game will definitely be telling of, who's going to step up at this moment, because I know Mount Hope is probably itching to try to get a little bit of a better game going, so we'll see how that turns out for them right here.
All right, so we're ready to get things going, and after this It'll be Beckley taking on George Washington, and once again, it's the best 2 out of 3, and then the nightcap will be Beckley and Mount Hope Christian, best 2 out of 3. And the first 2 sets go to 25, got to win by 2, and if we have a decisive third set, it's to 15, win by 2.
Have we had that happen to us, Maris, yet? Have we went to a third set? On the games that I've done with you?
I'm trying to think. I don't think we have.
I don't think we have either.
I don't believe so. As we're ready to start the second set. And George Washington able to score, like I said. I mean, you got to be consistent all through the game, but you really got to be consistent at the beginning and get off to a good start.
As you watch the replay here, great play by George Washington.
But, Morgan, now that you asked me that question, I think in between last year and all the games you and I have already done this year, I don't think we've ever got to a decisive when it was 3 out of 5 or when it was 2 out of 3. I don't think we've ever got to one as Mount Hope able to score. I tell you what, if you remember, we did last week between Greenbrier East and Independence. That's the only one. That's the only one of all the games we did last year, all the matches and what we've done this year. It's the only one that has came down to a decisive, set. And Mount Hope doing what they need to do to get off to an early lead. And actually, this is their first lead. They trailed the entire first set as George Washington won that 25-18. And that's going to be a little strong. You could tell that had a lot of smoke on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that evens things up.
Number 33, that is Miss Eliza Manny Manny coming into the game.
And, I asked the coach, that's how I know that, to be sure. And that one
it goes.
Won't quite make it across the net. So ready to serve will be Addison Peters for Mount Hope Christian. Peters serves it up. And Tomlin really, she got a piece of it, but got it in the wrong direction.
That's right. Great serve by Miss Peters from Mount Hope. She's ready to try to do it again.
You got to like that right down the middle and got a little bit of steam on it. And going strong to the net, Prey. And you are Prey when she gets to the net.
Number 3, Jordan Casto going in for George Washington is number 5. Miss Rebecca goes to serve it.
And here it comes. And which way will they call that?
I believe it's Mount Hope's point.
Mount Hope, and I think the officials agree with you. And they do, and Mount Hope Christian will get the point. The play happened in front of me, and I wasn't really sure how they were going to call it. We're waiting. One official looked at the other, and I don't think neither one was really sure. They got the back judge was able to determine that the point goes to Mount Hope.
Yeah, I believe George Washington was able to get the last contact on the ball, and they were unfortunately hit it out, so that would result in Mount Hope's point. But George Washington makes it easy, come back there and gets the point on that next play.
And, Morgan, that shows sometimes you don't have to hit it hard. Like you said, just kind of
put it in the right position.
Yeah, right. Have just soft and get it right over the net. Right as we watch the replay, look at that. Just a little tip and right in between all of them.
Yep.
And we have a timeout. While we got a timeout, we'll let you know that the action is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Scotty Brown, your local State Farm agent in Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, our volleyball action is brought to you by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your house, you can reach out to Luke Richmond, the broker, or Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and you can check them out on the website at exitelevation.com. Also, the action brought to you by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is my financial advisor, and she can be yours as well. She's got a new location, and she's at Harper Road in Beckley, and you can call Heather at 681-254-0097. Out of the timeout, 1 point advantage for Mount Hope at 5-4. This is the second set of the best 2 out of 3, and it's 1-0 in favor of George Washington, winning the first one 25-18. So GW will have the serve, and Prey will dial it up.
Great job by McKinley Moore from Mount Hope.
Yes.
Able to read that pass a little too strong to the net. Get her hand up and be able to tip the ball right over.
So now we have some issue here at the scorer's table.
Got a little officials timeout here. I think he's trying to make sure rotations and everything's good. So this is when it gets real quiet.
All right, so I got to ask Morgan, maybe you can help me out on this because you played volleyball. If they're out of rotation, what's the penalty? What happens in a case like that?
They lose possession, and then the other team gets a point.
Oh, okay, so they lose possession and the point.
Yes, I believe so.
So if you were going to serve, you have to give up the serve and you also lose a point.
Yes, that's correct.
So that's a very costly penalty if you do that.
Yes, absolutely.
So apparently whatever it is, they got it worked out. And now I guess they've changed it because that's the correct score. Yeah, 6-4. That is correct. So apparently whatever it was good. And now there's a point for George Washington. As Julia Martino will check in and will serve it up for George Washington. And there comes the serve. They set it up to the net, and there's Prey going hard to the net and able to get the point. I beg your pardon, that was not Prey that time.
They gave the point to Mount Hope, a little net violation there.
That was Arbogast that went to the net. And as you mentioned, the point, Morgan, goes to Mount Hope.
Now we have number 8, Miss Gracie Carrico, to serve it for Mount Hope Christian.
And Arbogast will get it over for George Washington.
Nice block by George Washington. Mount Hope able to recover from that. Great volley going on right here.
Casto gets it over for the Patriots. Tomlin sets it up. Yeah, one of the longer volleys that we've had. Great play by both teams.
There's Mount Hope's point.
And after a while, Mount Hope said, "To heck with this," as Jones able to score the point for Mount Hope.
Here's the replay. Great hustle by both teams on that rally. Number 13 just able to get the smackdown to result in the point.
And
wow,
once again,
another one.
Great play by Jones. McKenna Jones, back-to-back beautiful plays. And now a 4-point advantage for Mount Hope. And here's Carrico with the serve. Tomlin able to go back and get it. Arbogast gets it over. Jones at the net, couldn't quite handle that, and George Washington, a much-needed point there.
Number 8, Miss Abby Johns to serve it for George Washington.
You know, George Washington, I don't know if they always wear pink, Morgan, but obviously, I'm sure you're well aware of this, but I'm getting ready to tell you here in just a second. As we watch this, that October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
right,
could be the reason why they're wearing pink.
That's absolutely the reason why.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because pink is not part of their actual color, and you see pink worn, and I think that's really great that in all sports that we've done, like when we did a middle school football game last week, had players wearing that, you know, wearing pink on their uniform to support that cause, which is a great thing.
Absolutely.
Early detection is the whole key to everything.
Great block by number 13, Miss Jones.
And the point to Mount Hope, and they take a 10-7 lead. So here's Moore with the serve.
Great serve.
Good hustle by George Washington. They had to go off the court to retrieve that one. And Mount Hope able to score again. So it's like a twist of two games or two sets. In the first set, it was George Washington that was playing from the lead, and now basically most of this set has been Mount Hope playing with the lead.
Right. Another great serve by Miss McKinley Moore.
And we got a violation and the point to George Washington. So if we need a third set to decide the match, Mount Hope will have to hang on. We still got a long way to go. You got to go to win by 2, but you go to 25. It's 11-8, as that one will not clear the net, and the point to Mount Hope. George Washington won the first set 25-18. They got off to a good start, led 6-0, and just basically played them even right after that. Got to get it over, does George Washington, and they do. Carrico.
Great effort by George Washington there.
And Tomlin will give it over for the Patriots. Great play at the net by Prey. And a nice play by Mount Hope. Sophie Pack comes up big.
Great effort by both teams on that rally.
McKenna Jones will serve it. McKenna Jones. And ball came in kind of hot. Good job by Tomlin to handle that. And George Washington, Arbogast can't get it over the net.
George Washington wants a timeout.
So timeout. It's a 6-point advantage at 14-8 is the lead. And while we got a moment, I want to tell you that tonight's volleyball action is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets, they have fine quality custom cabinets, and they're in MacArthur, West Virginia, and they are a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, tonight's action is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, and on Halloween night, which is Friday, October the 31st, they are having their Bowloween, which is they're having a great Halloween party, and that's the futuristic bowling. And come dressed in the costume, and it's only $17 a person, and reservations are recommended, and you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. All right, back to the action. And it'll be Jones that will serve it for Mount Hope, and Mount Hope leading by 6 at 14-8. That was a nice play, good hustle that time by George Washington.
Yes, it was.
I thought that was going to get stuck up in the rafters, up near in the basket. You know, one of the ones we did last week, I thought they were going to put the volleyball was going to go right through the basket.
It'll happen one of these days, I'm telling you.
So Mount Hope has doubled them up with a 16-8 lead. And like I said, this just seems like the complete reverse of the first set of which we watched.
I tried to tell you.
Yes, it was just, this is like just the opposite. So let's see if George Washington has a rally in him. Is Prey able to get it over? And a nice play by Mount Hope, Sophie Pack. They set it up. Prey for GW. Throws it down.
Great hit by Prey.
Much needed point for George Washington.
Absolutely. Allie Arbogast to serve it for the Patriots.
Manny checks back in for GW.
Last hit by GW.
Yeah, nice job by Pack. Once again, Mount Hope has doubled them up.
Yep. Scores 18-9. Mount Hope, number 2. Addison Peters to serve it.
Here comes the serve. Tomlin handles it. Arbogast gets it over the net.
Great effort by Mount Hope.
Set up Prey, and she slams it home. Casto will check in. Yep. Just a smash right here at the net. Yeah, it's hard for anybody to handle that.
Yeah.
Ball's coming in hot and at a very close range, and it's just very difficult to handle that. And Prey skies to go to the net.
Oh, they gave the point to Mount Hope Christian.
I guess they're going to say Prey was in the net. Because George Washington felt that they had the point right there.
Yep. Prey, I think, is communicating with the referee, trying to figure out what she did wrong.
Yeah, and it's good that the referee able to explain it to why that the referee made the calls. We watched the replay there. But when it first happened, Morgan, I thought that the point was going to be George Washington's.
I agree, yeah.
Casto with the soft tip to get it across the net. And once again, don't have to go hard, just go soft right there and just clear the net. And a point for George Washington. And what do we got?
Out of rotation for Mount Hope. Number 11,
so
Mason Jones.
Referees all over that to get the call. That's why you really got to communicate and really know where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And here comes the serve. Arbogast sets it up. And that's a little strong, I do believe. And the point to Mount Hope. So Mount Hope in position to kind of put this away and force a decisive set for the match. But as I said earlier, Morgan, this has been like a tale of two volleyball sets. The first one,
absolutely,
George Washington. This has been like the mirror just on the other side for Mount Hope. Is Mount Hope able to score and take a 21-12 lead?
I think Mount Hope really found their footing during this game.
Here's Pack ready to serve.
That's out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Little hope coming up for George Washington here.
And, you know, when the ball's coming in like that, it's your instinct is to hit it. It's really hard because you can see that ball's got a little smoke, and you're like, no, better lay off of it.
They always say anything over your shoulders, don't go for it because it's going out.
Yeah, and I know that as coaches, they drill that into their players, but the instinct sometimes takes over.
Oh, absolutely.
When you see the ball right there, you're like, you know, I got to hit it. George Washington trying to put a little rally together. Got a football score of 21-14. And here comes the serve by George Washington. Once again, Jones, McKenna Jones, she's played really well.
Yes, she has.
So it'll be Gracie Carrico to serve for Mount Hope. Carrico ready, and here we go. And you could tell when Arbogast hit it, that was going to be a little long. And the point goes to Mount Hope. So Mount Hope can kind of feel it now. They're closing in on this second set, and looks like we're going to go perhaps to a winner-take-all, one set for the whole match. And once again, Jones playing big.
Yes, she is, especially at the net, 100%. Great play as you watch the recap. Wow, look at that. Great approach. Way to get right on top of the ball. Good effort by Mount Hope there.
You know, we're just a point away from going to the decisive third set for the match, and this last game should be very, very entertaining and should bring out the best of both teams. Both teams doing a good job of volleying this one back.
Right, trying to fight for that last point that Mount Hope needs. And they don't get it. George Washington's still able to fight on.
And, sometimes that last point is the hardest one to get.
That's right.
And, George Washington can't trying to score 7 or 8 points on one serve. They got to do it one point at a time. As now they've trimmed the lead to 24-15. And the point will go to Mount Hope. And what do we got? We got the coach complaining. Coach Boggs on
George Washington, yeah.
But I don't think that's going to change the outcome, as it doesn't. And Mount Hope able to get even at 25-15. So we'll play for the match. It's a set apiece. 25-18 was George Washington's win in the first set. And now Mount Hope comes back and they win this 25-15. We'll take a break and get you for the final set that will determine the winner of the match. And we'll do it on the flip side here on Video Productions.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
Welcome back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, as we're going to see who's going to win the match, Morgan, between Mount Hope Christian and George Washington. It's a set apiece. GW won the first one, 25-18. Mount Hope bounced back to win the second set, 25-15, and now this will be the decisive set. We'll go to 15, win by 2, and see who comes out on top in this decisive set for the match between Mount Hope and George Washington. Glad you're with us on Video Productions. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. I'm Maris Lowry with Morgan Payne, and this ought to be fun.
Yes,
both teams had their moments in the games that they won, and now let's see if both teams can settle in, and this will be a little bit more even. George Washington had their way in the first set. Mount Hope Christian had their way in the second set.
Yeah, I think we're in for a treat on this one, Maris.
So we're ready to go. George Washington will get it started. Tomlin will serve it up once again. The first 2 games go to 25. The decisive one goes to 15, but you do have to win by 2. So a shorter game, Morgan. Every point is really, really big, and you really don't have room for error, especially at the beginning of the match.
Absolutely, yeah. You definitely don't want to play. You definitely don't want to play catch up in the third set. That's for sure. Where it only goes to 15.
Yeah.
So George Washington able to get the first point there. Mount Hope tries to set something up.
Both teams have played really well at the net.
Yes, they have.
It's
been really great.
Yep, been a good volley, and nice job.
Wow, by
so
Prey.
Say that Prey right at the net.
Nice
in
block.
hockey, they call them the net minder. I guess you could do the same thing in volleyball.
Yeah.
Phrase like the net minder.
That's right.
As Tomlin will sit to deal up the serve. And that's a little strong, I believe, and it is. I think Prey knew it the minute she hit it.
Yeah, she had the right idea where the ball was just so close to the net. I mean, she was able to definitely get contact with, but just too far underneath the ball and had it go out of bounds for her.
So it'll be more dialing things up before Mount Hope Christian.
Nice spot by George Washington.
Arbogast with a nice play. And a 3-1 lead for George Washington.
Number 8, Abby Johns to serve it for George Washington. Nice serve.
That's a little too strong, and George Washington with the point. Yeah, Peters hit that a little too strong for Mount Hope. And GW off to a good start with a 4-1 lead. Johns the serve.
Good little rally going here.
Good play by Tomlin.
Nice effort by the back row, Tomlin. And that was.
Is that in or out? It is in, and the point to Mount Hope. Where we're sitting at, Morgan, it's hard to see the line because we have the George Washington bench. And just waiting to see what the back judge, how they were going to call that. Good hustle. GW got to get it over, and they do. Got to have that good communication out there. Nice play by Carrico for Mount Hope. And
wow, look at that by Prey.
Yeah, that's a slam dunk right there. That's what you call a real power play.
As you watch the replay
he's
here.
Able to smash that home.
Great approach, way to get on top of the ball and just kill it.
So here's Arbogast with the serve. Once again, nice job by Carrico to handle that hot serve, and good job by George Washington at the net. So GW picking up a little momentum here. Coming up next will be Beckley and George Washington. George Washington trying to get a little momentum with if they can get this victory and get the win of the match. This is the game 3, the decisive game 3, a set apiece. Good hustle. Look, that ball was hit twice, and it was, and Mount Hope able to score. GW won the first set, 25-18. Mount Hope won the second one, 25-15. And like I said, this is for the match as we go to 15, win by 2.
Number 11, Mason Jones, able to check in for Mount Hope.
As Addison Peters serves it for Mount Hope Christian. George Washington able to score. As Ellis will check in for George Washington. And Prey will serve.
Great serve by Prey.
A little long, and the point to Mount Hope.
Great hit by number 16, Ellis. Number 3, Jordan Casto in for George Washington.
And here comes the George Washington serve. And that's good judgment because there was communication. The girls there on the back line looked at one another and said, "Look, just get out of the way."
Yep. Sophie Pack to serve it for Mount Hope.
Tomlin able to handle it. Arbogast sets it up. And a nice delivery by Jones. She's played really big for Mount Hope.
Yes, she has, as we watch the replay here.
Right there, McKenna Jones with a slam. There's Pack on the serve for Mount Hope Christian.
Nice little mix-up play. Good block effort. Great hustle by both teams there.
Jones with some smoke up in the rafters. Got to be able to play it. George Washington does a good job. Yes, they did a great job of playing that, out of the rafters. Nice play by Jones. And once again, Jones has been all over the place.
Yes, she has.
And I knew this is what the decisive set should be to winner of the match. Come down like it is.
Oh, absolutely.
One point advantage now, and Mount Hope going for the tie here. Trying to set up Jones. You got to play it out of the rafters again, and Jones able to do work for Mount Hope Christian to get the game even.
Ball game.
So a 4-0 run, Mount Hope's on to get it even at 8. As Sophie Pack serves it up. And Casso a little strong, and now it's 5 in a row ran off by Mount Hope, and they've now have the lead. And this is the first time in this set that they have led. They got the momentum now. They've scored 5 in a row. Casto cannot get it over.
And George Washington wants a timeout.
Yeah, Mount Hope got the momentum, got a nice little run there. They've scored 6 unanswered to go up by 2. And while we got a minute, I want to let you know that tonight's action is brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, and they'll be having their futuristic Bowloween on Friday night, October the 31st, which is Halloween, from 10 to midnight, and it's only $17 a person. Reservations are recommended. I would tell you go ahead and get reservations, and you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. Out of the timeout, George Washington I think that's a good timeout, just maybe trying to break up the momentum that Mount Hope Christian has. They've scored 6 straight, and they're up by 2. But Jones has been a weapon for Mount Hope. And once again, Jones at the net. Or they're going to say she's in the net. And the point will now go it should be 10 to 9. Now they got, I was going to look at the scoreboard. Jones big at the front of the net, as she has been this whole match. And Carrico now to serve it up for Mount Hope. And it's out. So everybody's kind of hanging on every volley, right?
I'm sweating.
I know they're hanging on with every dig, every setup, every hit. 1 point advantage.
I can't blink.
Yeah. Well, this has been played
intense.
at a very high level by both teams.
Absolutely.
And, obviously you got to have a winner, but you hate for someone to lose like this. But Jones has really been the difference.
Yes. Her at the net.
McKenna Jones, yes.
Yep. She's played a heck of a game.
Here's Moore with the serve. Tomlin has it. Now I got to get it over here, and they do. Does George Washington. Carrico does a good job. Set up for Jones.
And blocked by Prey.
But there's Prey at the net. And we got a timeout, George Washington. So just like what we thought we would have, it's a 1-point game.
Oh, so this must be Miss Prey's so many blocks. They're recognizing her real quick in this little timeout here.
Okay. Yeah, they got her a little plaque out there. Good thing for you to notice that. You were communicating with one of the George Washington players?
I think she said that this was her 100th block.
Wow, I think so. Well, I can see 100 on the little plaque right here.
Right there, yep.
So this is the decisive set to see who's going to win the match. George Washington won the first set, 25-18. And Mount Hope won the second one, 25-15. And on this third one, you go to 15, win by 2. And it's a 1-point advantage for Mount Hope, 12-11 as we come out of the timeout.
We've got a couple girls checking in for George Washington. We've got number 5, Grishaber, and then we've got number 8, Abby Johns, checking in for George Washington.
And Johns will serve for George Washington. So Johns is ready. And here comes the serve. Nice play by Pack for Mount Hope. And that will go off the hand of Carrico, and George Washington will get the point and tie it up. Now it really gets intense because coming down to the nitty-gritty here.
Absolutely.
To crunch time. There's the serve. And that's a little strong, yep. And Mount Hope back in front. And, you know, right here you got Jones serving. You almost wish you had her at the net, though, right? Because she's been good everywhere, but really good at the net. And a miscommunication, and now Mount Hope is a point away from winning this match. From rallying after losing the first game. After I said, you know, the team that normally wins the first game, maybe here's the other 15% if Mount Hope can hang on and get it done. And George Washington able to score and get within 1.
Number 33, Miss Eliza Manny, checking in for George Washington. Mount Hope leads it by 1. George Washington hoping that they can tie the ball game to make it go to 16.
Yeah, nervous time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm nervous. I'm not even playing.
Nice serve. Just gets across the net, but good job by Carrico to get down and get the dig. And that'll do it. Mount Hope has defeated George Washington to win the match. A 15-13 win as they come from behind after losing the first set. GW won the first set 25-18, and Mount Hope rallies to win the second set 25-15, and then win the decisive set to win the match 25-13. So up next, it'll be Beckley and George Washington. We'll take a break, catch our breath, and come back and get you ready for the second match. Beckley and GW coming up next here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Summer's here, the Jeep is ready, and at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat, you're getting the best prices in southern West Virginia. Top off, doors open, sunshine pouring in. This is what summer freedom feels like. Your next adventure starts here at Northside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat in Summersville, where everybody rides. because summer's better with a Jeep and the best deal around.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School as we are ready for this volleyball match between Beckley and George Washington. And George Washington, Morgan, had just came off of losing the match to Mount Hope in a game, or a match rather, in which they won the first set. Mm-hmm. They won the first set by the score of 25-18 before they lost the next two sets and then lost the matches. They lost 25-15 and then 15-13. So now they got to find a way to bounce back as they get ready to take on Beckley.
Yeah, 100%. I think George Washington had a couple things that they definitely needed to touch on and work on during this little warm-up here. So hopefully we're in for something good. I think they were able to probably get their mind set, trying to get their mentally and emotionally and physically just kind of reset here and try to see what they can do against Beckley Woodrow Wilson. So
yeah, both
I'm
teams
excited.
are finishing up their warm-ups. Tonight's volleyball action is brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company is located in Sophia, West Virginia, and they're hiring experienced underground miners. They offer a great wage and great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company Facebook page. Also, the action tonight brought to you by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. As Pasquale's has all your favorite Italian dishes plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available. You can book your event at Pasquale's by calling 304-255-5253. We're ready to get the game underway. Or I keep calling it a game. I know you have to break me that habit.
It's still a volleyball game.
It's still a volleyball game. And it's the first set of the best 2 of 3. You go to 25, win by 2 in sets 1 and 2. And if we need a decisive third set the way we did in the last match, you go to 15. Beckley will be on our right of the screen in black, trimmed in white and maroon. And, of course, George Washington wearing the pink and black. And we're moments away from getting this underway. Michaela Boggs is the head coach for George Washington. And, of course, Bree Rhodes is the head coach for Beckley. So, Morgan, whenever Beckley and George Washington play in anything, it's been a rivalry in everything, whether it's football, right, boys or girls basketball, volleyball, no matter what it is, it's always very good, intense rivalry.
Absolutely.
As we welcome you back in, Maris Lowry with Morgan Payne. We also have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Walking the Dog Moon is on camera. So we're ready to roll here with George Washington and Beckley. You like that nickname, huh, do you, Morgan, that I gave Jackie Walking the Dog? Huh? I got Morgan laughing. Got to get her composure back so we can call this volleyball action.
You got to focus.
We got to have a little fun, right? But Jackie does a great job. So does the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And we're ready to get this started. And let's see, it will be Beckley that will get things started to serve first. And it'll be Michaela Atkins will serve it up for the Flying Eagles.
The senior.
And we are underway. And the first point will go to George Washington. You kind of already see maybe a little bit more bounce in their step. Like you said, they had to hit the reset button after losing the match to Mount Hope Christian. There's Tomlin with the serve. Baker does a great job going down, digging it out. Ellis at the net. And you can tell the crowd, everything, I know it's Beckley playing in this, it did play, but you can tell that the start of this game's got a different vibe than the 3 sets in that last match.
Yes, Beckley Woodrow Wilson has a great crowd out here tonight. Student section holding up signs and great vibes here on senior night.
Nice job by Baker. That ball was all kind of like up on her, and she's able to handle it. And Becky's got to get it over. Good play, good hustle by Wrist and Baker as Atkins was able to get it over.
Great pass by Hassan.
And Becker hit it one too many times, and George Washington's out to a 3-0 lead. Also, you can see Coach Boggs a lot more animated against Beckley than she was against Mount Hope Christian.
Yes. I think Coach Boggs and Miss Bree Rhodes both know this is a very high-intensity game.
Right. And this could have seeding because they're both in the same region of Class 4A. Great job by Baker down on the floor. And Wrist puts it up.
Great effort by Beckley.
But has it knocked back. Arbogast. Baker hits it. They got to play it out of the rafters, and Beckley not able to do that. And now kind of meeting to kind of collect themselves together as GW gets off to a fast start and a 4-0 lead. But this has been really intense, right, to start it off.
4 points in.
Here's Tomlin. And Baker not able to control it to put it in play. And GW off to a quick start and a timeout by Beckley by Bree Rhodes. So while we got a minute, I'll tell you that tonight's action is brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. Allstate Insurance located at Market Road in Beckley. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. You can dial Lori up at 304-252-8646. So let's see if Beckley, I think that's a good timeout. As we talked about, you never want to play catch-up, and you don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole to start the game. And Beckley now finds themselves in a 5-0 hole.
Yeah, I think that was a good timeout by Coach Bree Rhodes on the Beckley side. Maybe try to shake things up for GW as they get to serve it right here.
So here's Tomlin ready to serve it with the left hand. Baker handles it for Beckley. A wrist. And Beckley's on the board. A nice job that time by Zoe Vance as Kendra Bailey set to check in for Beckley. And Bailey will serve it. I really like the way Kendra Bailey serves.
Me too.
Very effective, that nice little hop right down. And as soon as I say that, it pays dividends as Kendra Bailey able to do work.
She has one of the most, I think I've said this every time, consistent serves that I've seen.
Very controlled, and you got to master that little hop and be able to hit the ball the way she does.
Good routine.
Baker sets it up for Hassan, got to get it over, and she couldn't. Hassan had to go out of play to try to get the ball back in play.
Little miscommunication there. Good effort on Hassan, just couldn't get underneath the ball where she needed it to go.
So here's Arbogast for George Washington. Baker able to handle it. They set up. Ellis goes hard to the net, but it's George Washington's point. GW off to a good start, a 7-2 lead. Here's Arbogast with the serve. Baker goes down, digs it out. It's set up for Hassan. And a great job by Prey.
None other than Prey.
And George Washington off to a good start. And already you can tell, Morgan, this doesn't even resemble the George Washington team that we saw in the last two sets that lost the match. And I'm not taking anything away from Mount Hope Christian because they got a good team.
Absolutely.
But George Washington's like they got a little bit more pep in their step when they're playing Beckley.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Once again, Baker able to handle it. Got to get it over the net as Ellis does, but a little too far. She knocked that to the football field.
Yes, she did. Worried about hitting the rafters on that one.
So now we'll see Beckley. We've not seen Beckley in the games we've done being this kind of, faces kind of adversity, Morgan, where they're down like they are now. And good hustle by Bailey. And Beckley finds himself now down 10-2.
Great hustle by Kendra Bailey. Great effort.
Yeah, she almost had to run out of the building to get that, didn't she? I thought she was going to run to the concession stand and pick up a drink. Pick up an ice cold Pepsi. Here's a setup and a sign over the net. Arbogast sets it up for GW, and Beckley able to score.
Molly Smith checking in for Beckley's front of the net crew. So now we might see a little bit of a different action from Beckley here with Molly Smith, Hassan, and Reagan Rist all at the
net. As Baker serves it up. Arbogast to Frey. And as soon as you said that, all three of them really into it there. And Rist, their emotional leader, stomping all over the place. Yeah, I talked to Reagan Rist before the game. I said I'm going to have to call her the Hammer.
Yeah.
Baker dials it up, and that's a little long. Nothing too. You got to think the adrenaline is going a little more, the heart beating a little faster, a little bit more intense in this matchup.
Absolutely. GW and Beckley, you know you're going to get into something good here.
George Washington up to a 7-point lead. Kendra Bailey there. Here's Wrist. Nice job by Wrist. Good hustle by George Washington.
Blocked by Molly Smith and Hassan.
Bailey with a good job handling up. There's a setup for Hassan.
Out of bounds.
And Beckley will get the point.
By George Washington.
Very, very intense as Cammie Kogar will check into the lineup. Also into the Beckley lineup will be Hill. Allison Hill will serve for Beckley. And not sure what the conversation
Official just
is.
didn't get the numbers that was checking in.
So Wrist will have a seat. Atkins will also have a seat. There's Baker for Beckley. It's set up, Molly Smith, and Molly Smith able to score.
Watch the replay here. Good effort on Molly Smith.
And yes, you don't have to hit it hard, just hit it soft right in where nobody is. Arbogast setting it up. Good hustle by Beckley. Can they get it over?
Oh,
good effort,
great
but
effort.
They can't. And the point to George Washington. So GW's doubled them up with a 12-6 lead. And here comes the serve. Prey dials it up. Baker goes down and gets it. Hassan able to get it over. Hassan. And Beckley able to score.
We have Meadows checking in.
Yeah, Vance will check in. And as you said, Meadows will check in. Meadows will serve. Meadows able to get it over for Beckley.
Great block by Molly Smith.
Beckley trying to make a run. George Washington is led by as many as 8. The lead is 4 now. They've cut it in half. And that come in kind of hot. Good play by George Washington.
We watch the replay here. Great effort on George Washington.
Lily Carson with the play. You know, once again, we talked, George Washington scored the first 5. It's a 5-point lead. They played even since GW scored the first 5. Molly Smith with the hammer.
Molly Smith, such a great approach, able to get right on top of the ball.
So Baker will have a seat. Ellis checks back into the Beckley lineup. Molly Smith will serve it. You got to play it out of the rafters. Got to get it over, and Beckley does.
Great job by Beckley.
Of course, I imagine in practice every day they practice at getting it out of the rafters.
Oh, I'm 100% sure of that.
Good job by Kogar that time. And the ball comes right to Morgan. You get your assist, but George Washington gets the point. Somebody up there hollering a good save. I'm not sure who that was. One of your many fans, right?
My many fans.
One of your many fans. Many isn't small, no, just a large amount of people. That's what it is. Baker back in. Ellis will knock it over. And Beckley gets the point.
Well, miscommunication. Who's going to get it on George Washington's side, which results in the Beckley point? Reagan Risch checking back in for Beckley, and then number 34, the senior, Miss Michaela Adkins, checking in for Beckley, and she will serve it.
Adkins will serve. Beckley has not led in this set as they trail by 4 right now. And Beckley will get the point on that one. So Beckley was down as many as 8. They trailed 10-2, but they've got a nice rally. They're within 3 as Atkins will serve again. And here it comes.
Good serve. Nice pass by Meadows.
Here's Kogar getting it over the net for Beckley.
Oh, good effort by Meadows.
Meadows couldn't handle that one, come in a little hot, and George Washington takes a 15-11 lead. Tomlin will serve it up. Left-handed server for George Washington. Baker able to handle it. Atkins will set up wrist.
A little awkward there for wrist, but she was able to get it over.
Arbengas cannot clear the net as Hassan and Bailey check back into the Beckley scheme of things. And Kendra Bailey will serve it up as we watch that last play. So here comes sophomore Kendra Bailey. Good play by George Washington. And Beckley able to score.
Hassan just able to time that just right. Great execution.
So here's Kendra Bailey. And that's a little strong that time by Prey. And Beckley all of a sudden now, Morgan, are within 1.
It happens very quick in volleyball.
Yeah, Beckley was down as many as 8, 10-2. They've never led, and now they're trying to get it tied as Kendra Bailey will serve it. Arbengas gets it over for George Washington.
Kendra Bailey just hits it a little too strong.
A little too strong, and George
Smiling
Washington.
and shaking it off. She said, my bad, my bad.
So it'll be Arbengas to serve for George Washington.
Great serve.
Boy, that got Kendra Bailey, I think, maybe right in the nose, and good hustle by Bailey, but that ball came in hot and it got up on her real quick. I thought it caught her like maybe right in the nose, but GW able to score the point. And that's a little long, and Beckley will get the point as Molly Smith will check back into the Beckley lineup. And London Baker will serve it. And the point to George Washington as the student section comes awake behind us. So 3-point advantage. George Washington has led from the very outset. They've scored the first 5 points. They've maintained the lead. They led by as many as 8. They lead by 3 now. As wrist goes to the net, and George Washington does a good job and able to get the point out of it. Bailey handles the serve. Molly Smith, nice job. Great job of GW getting it out of the net. And GW big at the net. Bailey hustles. Can they get it over? They do. Or no. One too many hits. Good hustle, though. And George Washington has now opened up a 20-15 lead.
Great hustle by Beckley on that play. And Bree Rhodes wants a little timeout before the last 5 points are scored.
Beckley had cut it to 1, and George Washington has now opened it up to 20-15. Tonight's action is brought to you in part by Spartan Factory. Spartan Factory has T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, banners, plus the swag that Morgan and I are wearing. I've got a nice pullover on. Morgan's got a nice pullover on, and we appreciate the fine folks at Spartan Factory for making that happen. You can check them out at their website at SpartanFactoryWV.com. Also, like to have an ice cold Pepsi right now, as the broadcast is brought to you in part by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Love us the blue can of Pepsi, the silver can of Diet Pepsi, or the black can of Pepsi Zero. But Morgan, this first set of the best 2 out of 3 is exactly what we thought. And George Washington, after losing to a really good Mount Hope Christian, 2-1, losing the match, they have bounced back really strong.
Yes, they have.
Trying to close the deal, leading 20-15.
Yep, I think they're probably itching to get this game over with and trying to get to 5 more points, but we'll see here and how that's going to go. And
wrist a little strong. So, like I said, Beckley had creeped to within 1, 15-14. But since then, George Washington has opened up a 6-point advantage. And there's Prey getting it across. Baker setting up a son. And the one thing Beckley's, they've just hit them too strong and knocking them all out of bounds.
Too strong and too high.
They're trying to hit them and trying to get them
around the block.
Yeah, to go a little shorter.
Yep.
Sometimes when you hit them too hard, just like in pitching, you throw too hard, the ball has a tendency to take off on you. And Baker gets it over. Good job by Baker to dig that out. And a son to the net. The ball hit out of bounds, the point to George Washington. And George Washington is closing in on what could be the first set of this match of 2 out of 3. As once again, they've opened up an 8-point lead. This equals the largest lead they had. They had an 8-point lead when they were up 10-2. Good hustle by Bailey. Wrist. Baker's got to get it over. Nope. Molly Smith gets it over.
Says, your block can't faze me. Great job by Molly Smith.
Cammie Kogar will check in. And Hill will check in. Allison Hill. And it will be Hill that will serve. Good job by Tomlin. Prey's got to get it over, and she can't. And you got to think now, if Beckley's got to rally in him, right here's where it's got to come.
Absolutely. I mean, GW's just 2 points away from winning the set, so Beckley's got to do something right here.
There's the serve. Got to hustle. Baker on her horse, and they get it over. Nice
Great job.
Great hustle by London Baker. And here's Hassan.
Great job by Hassan.
And Hassan able to score. Beckley back within 5.
Here's the replay here. Hassan with the little tip and the block. Great effort by Beckley. They get it over.
They
Great
do.
effort by G-Dub.
Molly Smith
says, not in my house.
That came in real hot as Arbogast put her hands up to block her face. That came in so hot.
We have people in the student section doing push-ups. I don't know why, but I love it.
And Beckley is now back within 4. Very intense first set of this match.
Out of bounds by George Washington.
Yeah.
Beckley able to get the point on that. And now the score is now a crisp 20-23.
Beckley got a little momentum going. Can George Washington hang on and close Beckley out here in this first set? Arbogast puts it up. Molly Smith big at the net. George Washington, good play. Baker sets up Kogar. There's Tomlin for George Washington. Baker able to handle it. They set up Hassan.
Great effort by both sides on this rally right here.
Out
Hit
of the rafters. Yep. There's Bailey to play it for Beckley.
Molly Smith.
Molly Smith.
Molly Smith.
And Beckley has come back to cut it to 2, and George Washington wants a timeout. Well, this is really intense volleyball, isn't it, Morgan? I tell you, you got to love this, and glad you're with us here on Video Productions.
Seeing it at home and being here are two very different things.
Oh, that's right. We are right here at courtside, right on top of the action, and what action has been. This is the first set of this match of 2 out of 3, and like I said, George Washington in their previous match lost to a very good Mount Hope Christian team. George Washington won that first set 25-18, and then to have Mount Hope Christian come back and win the next 2 25-15 and 15-13. GW has never trailed in this first set here against Beckley. They've scored the first 5 and trying to hang on and close Beckley out, but Beckley's made a nice rally to cut it within 2. So here's Hill to serve for Beckley. Good hustle by Baker. Hogarth gets it over. Gray, and it's handled by Baker. Set up Hassan for Beckley, able to score. And Beckley's come all the way back to cut the lead to 1. After being down, Morgan Beckley was down a couple of times, down by 8 early and then in the middle part of the game, and they've rallied to cut the lead to 1.
Great job by GW to kind of remain in control there.
Molly Smith again.
Molly Smith says, let's cut this lead. Let's make it a tied ball game, baby.
And that's 8 in a row, ran off by Beckley to tie it at 23.
Out of bounds by George Washington.
And Beckley now a point away of making a great rally. Beckley scored 9 in a row and trying to finish off George Washington. What a huge momentum lift this would be for Beckley if they can pull it off. And now we're even. And I guess this is volleyball's version of overtime, right?
Yes, it is.
24 apiece. Got to win by 2.
Well, now, I'm sorry, not Mount Hope.
George
Washington gets the point.
Yep. So here's Prey. And goes off the hands of Bailey. She just couldn't handle that one. And now George Washington a point away from getting the victory. We had a lot of twists and turns in this one.
I feel like I'm on a roller
Momentum
coaster.
swung back and forth. And George Washington, after giving up the lead, trying to get the victory here in this first set. And they're going to right to Morgan, and George Washington had the lead, gave it up, and GW has beaten Beckley in the first set 26-24, and they lead this match 1-0. A very intense, exciting match. We'll take a quick break, catch our breath, and come back for the second set in the match coming up next here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
With Morgan Payne, I'm Maris Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And Jackie Walken, his dog Moon, is on camera. And we're glad that you are here with us, whether you are actually here or watching Facebook or on YouTube here on Video Productions. And this will be the second set of the match. as this break is brought to you by Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales. Go see Rick Lewis and the gang out there. They're located in Prosperity. They'll make you a great deal. But Morgan, I tell you, that was kind of a tale of two sets right there. George Washington got off to a good start. They led 5-0. Beckley fell behind then 10-2. Beckley got behind 23-15. Beckley came back, took the lead, but then ultimately George Washington was able to hold Beckley off, get the game tied, and then win 26-24 in a very entertaining, exciting volleyball set.
I mean, I was sweating over here, and I'm not even playing in it. It was a really intense game. Both sides, great effort. Great plays at the net, great passes in the back row. I'm really excited to see what this second set has in store for us, Maris.
So Beckley needs to get this win to send this to a decisive set to see who wins the match. Should Beckley win it, the third set of the match will go to 15, win by 2. While we got a minute, I want to let you know that tonight's action is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Scotty Brown is your local State Farm agent located in Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, the volleyball action is brought to you by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your home, you can reach out to Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and you can check them out on the website at exitelevationwv.com. Also being brought to you by Edward Jones, and Heather Cantley is your Edward Jones financial advisor. She's my financial advisor, and she does a great job for me. She can do a great job for you as well. She has a new location on Harper Road in Beckley, and you can dial Heather up at 681-254-0097. All right, ready to start this second set. GW won the first set 26-24. They lead 1-0, and we are ready to roll, and let's see who will get things started off. If it will be Beckley or George Washington to serve. As I see, Morgan, you are communicating with players out there. Yeah. Are you telling them what to do?
I'm telling everybody to calm down.
Telling everybody to chill out, right? Yeah, don't know why we got a little delay here.
I think they're trying to get rotations in set.
I guess trying to get it all set. Everybody had to take a deep breath after that first set.
Yes, that's what I was trying to tell everybody.
Yeah.
Just breathe. It'll be okay. Crazy intense game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, we have one of the officials here at the scores table, which is just down from our left. And I guess they're making sure that everybody is lined up the way they're supposed to be. So we'll have one more match after this one, regardless of who wins this. George Washington we've already played one. They lost the match to Mount Hope Christian. Beckley will play Mount Hope Christian following this in the best 2 out of 3. And now the officials are checking everything. Looks like we are ready to roll. So it's all good now, and we are ready to get things started. Beckley needs to win to extend the match to a third set, and George Washington will start the serve, and Tomlin will be the server. Natalie Tomlin for George Washington. And we are ready to go. Got a rowdy student body behind us.
What'd you say?
Yeah, that too. And that just cleared the top of the net.
Great serve.
And Hassan able to go down.
Oh, that was actually Ellis. But it don't matter. Beckley gets the point anyways.
Hassan was able to take that down and with a good hit, but George Washington able to get the ball back across the net but out of bounds. And now Beckley starts off this set with a 1-0 lead as Kendra Bailey will check in to serve for Beckley.
Nice serve by Kendra Bailey.
And Tomlin, I don't think, knew where the ball was, but was able to get it over. Ellis got it now. Hassan. And Hassan throws it down.
Nice kill by Hassan.
Yeah, that's what you call a real smash.
So I think the student section is doing push-ups every time someone gets a kill. I think,
or maybe every time somebody gets a score. The student section's got their game face on for sure, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Bailey's serve. Good hustle by George Washington. They got to get it over, and they do by Prey. Ellis gets it over for Beckley and gets the point.
Nice little roll there by Ellis.
But you can see the intensity already through the first 3 points. How intense that first set
last
was.
Game too.
Yeah, how intense that first set was, and it's continued again. And this time, Kendra Bailey's serve is a little long, and George Washington able to score. And, you know, Morgan, that would be the thing. You want to be able to put the ball in play. You don't want to give up points by knocking it out of bounds.
Yeah.
You've got to put the ball in play and at least give your team a chance to make a play. And that time, George Washington returns the favor by serving it back out of bounds. As Molly Smith will check into the Beckley lineup.
London Baker to serve it. And again, we're just playing.
Right, 3 straight serves, 2 by Beckley, 1 by George Washington, where they've served it so hard they've served it out of bounds.
Yep. Let's see if this George W.
Yeah, here's Arbogast. You want to be able to get it in to give your team a chance.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
And Molly Smith to the net, and Beckley with the point.
Molly Smith able to tip it just right in the right position.
Kogar will check in. Hill will check in. And here's Hill to serve it up. Arbogast will set it up for GW, and Prey will do what she does as she'll smash it home.
Prey now to serve for George Washington. Yep.
Ball out of the rafters, played by Beckley. Kogar will have to get it over, and she does.
Meadows to check in for Beckley, and the senior Zoe
Vance. There's the serve. And Beckley will get the point.
An unfortunate pass from GW. Just couldn't get it in enough time. Meadows to serve.
There's a setup.
Great block
Good
by
job.
Molly Smith.
Molly Smith, yep, at the net. And Baker. Vance. Tomlin. George Washington's got to get it over, and they do by Arbogast. Nice play. Good hustle by George Washington. Kogar. Tomlin. Got to play it up off the roof. Or the ceiling, rather.
Out of bounds.
And it's too long. And Beckley's got an 8-3 lead. There's the serve. And George Washington picks up the point.
Jordan Castro checking in for George Washington as they serve it right here.
Baker able to handle it. Molly Smith gets it over the net. Great job by Tomlin to keep it alive for George Washington.
Meadows, same thing. Molly Smith.
Molly Smith, big at the net.
Great block by Molly Smith at the net. Campbell Lunsford checking in for George Washington. Molly Smith to serve for Beckley.
And the point will go to George Washington. You know, one thing I just happened to notice, and I don't know why I notice things like this, but I noticed some of the girls are wearing earrings playing. I know in basketball they don't allow you to wear jewelry. I'm surprised they let them wear earrings in volleyball.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Baker.
Shouldn't be.
And now there is a nice play over the head that time by Vance, and George Washington able to score.
No, they give the point to Beckley.
They do give the point to Beckley. as Reagan Rist will check into the lineup.
And Michaela Adkins.
Yeah, Adkins will serve for Beckley as soon as they retrieve the ball. Adkins, one of the 4 seniors that Beckley has that were honored tonight before we started play of the first match. And nice job by Reagan Rist. And Beckley's opened up an 11-5 lead. Beckley's got to get it over, and Baker does. And George Washington with the point.
That was a good play by George Washington. Able to trick Beckley and making them think that they're setting up for a kill, but really just hitting it right over them right in the middle.
George Washington leads this match 1-0. Good job by Vance at the net.
Great job. Nice hit, too.
And Beckley gets the point.
And here's the replay.
Good hustle by Baker. Hassan gets it over. George Washington scores. You have to clean up a little perspiration there on the floor. If Beckley was able to win this, we'll have one more set for the match. And if George Washington able to win this set, they will win the match 2-0. And at least they can feel happy about the way going home. But Beckley's going to have something to say about that as Beckley has scored again, and they lead 13-7.
Nice job by Michaela Adkins. That had just happened to Beckley on the opposite side, and they said, well, we can do that too.
Here's London Baker with the serve. Arbogast for GW. Baker able to handle it. They set up a son, and she'll go right to the net and throw it down. A football score of 14-7. And here's Baker again with the serve. Bailey, a good job with the dig. Molly Smith with the left hand.
Wow, great
nice
job of Molly
little
Smith.
tip with the left hand.
I think her timing was off, but she was still able to hang in the air a little bit longer and able to use her left hand.
Yeah, and I think that confused George Washington. They
Absolutely.
thought the right. Yeah, they thought the right was coming, and then she switched over like a little soft tap with the left hand, and Beckley able to score again. And right now, it looks like that Beckley is asserting themselves to take control of this set and trying to even this match at a set apiece. There's a son, and wow, that ball was coming right at Tomlin. She just tried to get out of the way of that.
What a kill by Hassan. She's been on her game this set. Here's the replay.
Yeah, I thought that was going to start a fire, right? It came in so hot. And right now, George Washington seems like they're a little rattling. Let's see if they elect to call a timeout here. Maybe try to, if Coach Boggs may want to settle the troops down a little bit. But Becker's got a nice little roll going. They've scored 6 in a row. And that time a little strong by Baker. But if you look at both of these sets, the way they've gone, Morgan, of course, this one's not over yet, but GW got off to a good start in the first set, and even though they gave up the lead, they still came back and won. Beckley's got off to a good start in this one, and they have a 19-8 lead. Beckley has not given up the lead in this one. Kendra Bailey able to handle it. Baker Hassan gets it over the net. And he'll call the point for Beckley as both Kogar and Smith were both there.
So 20-8 score, and GW wants a timeout.
Yeah, I thought GW would have maybe called that maybe 3 or 4 points ago, but Beckley on a nice run, and they lead 20-8. And while we got a minute, let you know that tonight's volleyball action is brought to you by Hart's Cabinets, and they're located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports, and you can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, on Halloween, which is Friday, October the 31st. They'll have their 2025 Bowloween, and you can come and join them for all the bowling party. The cost is only $17 a person. For more information and to reserve your lane, you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. All right, out of the timeout, Beckley up 20-8, trying to even this match at 1 set apiece. And here comes the Beckley serve. And a nice play. Gray with the smash. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but that's what it is to me. A smash, isn't it?
It's a kill, hit, smash, spike, all the above.
Yeah. Yeah, spike is the word they use back in my day. I don't hear that term a lot anymore, but
normally they say kill now.
Yeah. Molly Smith.
So she can kill it too.
You know, another term, in basketball, they use the term kill when you get 3 straight stops. 3 consecutive stops is a kill in basketball. And that's kind of more of a newer terminology. Molly Smith. Arbogast sets it up. Tomlin for George Washington gets it over the net. Kogar, Tomlin on the back line. GW's got to get it over, and they do. Baker with a nice play. And Baker will get it over. Kogar playing big at the net. And Beckley now just 3 points away from evening this matchup at 1 set apiece and taking it to a decisive 3rd set to win the match. But GW not done yet in this one. And GW able to get the point. So we got one more match after this. Looks like we're going to have a 3rd set. But regardless of what happens in this match, we will have Beckley and Mount Hope Christian to follow. Nice play by George Washington.
Great play by George Washington.
That's Ellis. Beckley has an Ellis. GW has an Ellis, and that's, of course, GW's is Ellis able to score there. So let's see if George Washington's got a little run in him, trying to get back in this. Beckley knows this is a set they have to have, or they'll lose the match. And once again, Ellis for GW comes up big.
GW not wanting to go away quietly.
Like we said, when you get down, got to get to 25. You get down to the final couple of points, they always seem they're the hardest to get.
Nice serve.
It's set up for Vance, and she can't clear the net with the ball. So a little mini run and a wise timeout, I think, by Beckley coach Bree Rhodes, as George Washington had scored their 3 in a row. Let you know that tonight's action is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal, located in Sophia, West Virginia, is now hiring experienced underground miners. They offer a great wage and great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company's Facebook page. Also, the action tonight brought to you in part by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. They have all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available, and you can book your event by calling Pasquale's at 304-255-5253. Beckley leading 22-13. This is the second set of the best 2 out of 3. George Washington won the first set of the match 26-24. And Beckley trying to even things up and get us to a number 3, which would be the third set of the match. Baker gets it over the net.
Great job by Baker.
Going down and getting it.
And the senior.
Baker there again. And Molly Smith with the slam.
You watch the replay here. Great hustle by Beckley, being able to recover on the miscommunication. Good hit by Vance, the senior, and then for Molly Smith, the kill. Molly Smith to serve it.
Molly Smith, after getting the smash, the kill, will now serve it up. And Ellis for George Washington. She's played big at the net. So you got an Ellis on each team.
Yep.
You got an Ellis number 16 for George Washington and Ellis number 17 for Beckley.
I want to say hello to my husband who's watching this all the way from Pittsburgh. Hello, Paul.
Oh, yep. Glad he's able to hear. He can't see you, but he can hear you.
That's right. Oh, good block by George Washington. Wait for Beckley to recover. And a hit by Kogar.
So, you know, Morgan, this is the best thing, the next best thing from being there, right?
That's right. Out of bounds by Vance.
George Washington gets the point.
Able to rally back here.
Yep, no giving up. They're fighting and clawing their way back. Baker able to handle it. Kogar with a nice play. Tomlin on the back line for George Washington. Ellis for Beckley at the net. Arbogast. Nice job on the back end for Beckley. Been a good volley by both teams, keeping it going. And George Washington, they kind of lost the ball there. That time, they just like they didn't know where it was.
Lost location of it, yeah.
His wrist will check back in, and Beckley a point away from even things up and getting it to the final set of this match.
Michaela Adkins into the ball game for Beckley and able to serve it. We'll see if Beckley gets this last point here to end this set.
And it's out of bounds, and Beckley will win it. So the final in this one is Beckley 25, George Washington 15. We're even at a set apiece, and we'll play one more for see who wins the match. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Maris Lowry here with Morgan Payne. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Jackie Moon on camera, and we are set for see who's going to win this match. Morgan, the decisive set of the match, as it's a set apiece. George Washington won the first one. 26-24. Beckley wins the second one, 25-15. And even though in that first one, Beckley came back and made it tight, but the team that's got off to a good start in the first set, George Washington got off to a 5-0 lead and ultimately ended up winning.
Right.
And Beckley got off to a good start, got off to a 3-0 lead, got up, got up 7-3, even got up as much as 8-3, and then Beckley led from wire to wire. So the team that's jumped off to a lead, that's got off to a good start right out of the gates, is the team that's won the set. And now, as we go to the third set to win the match, it's really more important because you only played to 15, not to 25.
Not as much time as an opportunity to play catch-up.
Right, so if you get really far behind, you don't have as many opportunities, to get back in it.
Right.
So that's why all parts of the game are important, but really the start of the game is very, very important.
Yeah, especially in this third set. You really don't want to have to, play catch-up whenever the other team has that momentum going, especially where you only go to 15. It's not like you go to 25 and you have 10 more extra points to just kind of decipher and play volleyball here and there. So
yeah,
we'll just have to see how this one goes.
We'll have to clear the score there on our screen, and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Essens, will do that as they were fooling with the clock there momentarily. And now we got it. Set 3 for the match, and each team getting their final instructions, and we are ready to go. We think we're going to be in, as our viewers here on Video Production is going to be in, for really, I think, a very, very intense set to see who's going to win the match.
Yep, I agree.
Because if you're George Washington, you've already lost one match. You were up 1-0, and then you lost the last two sets.
You want to do everything that you can.
Lost the match.
Yep.
So you don't want to have to go back down the interstate to Charleston, having go 0 for 2 in these matches.
Right.
And Beckley, of course, wants to defend their home court, wants to, keep winning. Both teams are trying to improve their seeding for the regional tournament, because we're coming down the stretch of the regular season and getting near postseason. So
and
here we go.
These teams, I have no doubt, will probably make it pretty decently far in the tournament.
Beckley will get the first serve, and Atkins gets it started, and we're underway. And Baker really had to fight that one off. Wrist able to get it across. Good hustle by Beckley. Nice play by Ellis.
And Adkins able to get to it.
And the point will go to Beckley. Michaela Atkins ready to serve it. Good job by George Washington. Once again, Ellis. Like I said, both Ellises have played well, but young lady there for George Washington, Ellis, has played really, really good for the Patriots.
Miss Tomlin to serve it for George Washington.
Good hustle by Atkins going off the court to get that ball. And a nice job by Prey. Just put it where there's nobody around, right in the middle of the Beckley defense. And George Washington now takes the lead. Tomlin ready with the serve. Vance gets it over for Beckley. And it's out of bounds, and Beckley's tied it up. Kendra Bailey will check into the Beckley lineup. And here's Kendra Bailey's serve. Craig gets it over for George Washington. Hassan.
Nice job. Nice spot for Hassan. Able to hit it right over the blocker, right in the middle of the court. Back row was too far back. Great execution, great spot. Kendra Bailey to serve it.
Bailey serves it up. Good job by Baker going down on the floor to keep that alive. And they blew a whistle, and what do we got? A replay?
We've got a replay.
And I don't understand. You have to help me out a little bit with it. Why did they do the
I'm not 100% sure on this one. Normally it's between the miscommunication of the line judge and the actual referee. So I don't know what caused that replay just previously, but Beckley ends up getting the point off the serve.
Because, based on what I know, as long as you don't cross the net or get into the net, it should be. And it looked like there was nothing of that went on that play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened.
There's Kendra Bailey with the serve. Beckley with a 2-point advantage. This is the deciding set that will win the match. GW won the first one. Beckley won the second one. And Ellis cannot clear it for I'll get an assist on that.
Yeah.
Ellis for Beckley, and it is out of bounds.
Tied ball game.
I got a feeling this is going to come down to the end.
Oh, nitty-gritty for sure. Nice pass by Hassan.
There's wrist. Good job by Prey for GW at the net. And now we got a whistle. What do we got? Beckley's across the net.
That was called on Hassan. I think it was just her feet going underneath the net, not her actual body hitting the net, but just her feet crossing that line there.
George Washington will regain the lead.
Great job by the back row of Beckley, able to call that serve out. Molly Smith checks in for Beckley and London Baker to serve it.
Yeah, I think Baker is really, she's the real leader of the team. She's the glue that holds them together, and she was on that, holding everybody on that back line, let it go out, and she served this one up. Hassan.
Out of bounds, a little too strong on
a little
that
too
one.
strong, and George Washington back in front. Molly Smith gets it over the net. Tomlin for George Washington. Good job by Molly Smith at the net. Arbogast.
Nice by Kendra Bailey. Nice pass.
And Beckley can't get it out of the net, and George Washington able to score. Comes the serve, Baker.
Blocked by
and now
Molly
Beckley
Smith.
able to score. Beckley within one, 7-6, the GW lead.
28, Miss Hill comes in for Beckley, and Kogar will check in for Beckley. Great block by Molly Smith here. A great hit by Prey as well, but Molly Smith just able to knock it down on GW's side.
Here's
Hill to serve.
Allison Hill to serve it up. And they'll get George Washington for being in the net. And really, Casto probably didn't need to do that because I don't think the ball was going to clear the net.
I don't think it was either.
As the crowd's letting her know you can't do that, and we're all even now at 7 apiece. Touchdown, an extra point each. That one didn't quite make the rafters. Casto gets it over. Now Baker.
To Hassan. Nice little roll action by Hassan.
Casto makes up. You know, you can tell that she was determined after she got in the net the last time, and George Washington regains the lead.
Great hit by Casto.
Prey to serve for George Washington. Bailey able to handle that. Hassan gets it over.
Great job by Hassan.
Yeah, some miscommunication there as Beckley is even things up.
Meadows checking in and Vance checking in for Beckley. Meadows to serve it. We got an even score of 8-8.
Vance also into the ball game, or I should say into the volleyball match. Good job by Ellis once again at the net to reject Molly Smith. Kogar gets it over for Beckley. Nice play by Tomlin for George Washington.
Into the net it goes, and Beckley gets the point.
And back and forth we go.
Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Down to the nitty-gritty. Molly Smith ready to serve it up for Beckley.
You got to think, Morgan, the way this game has been, tight, back and forth, if somebody can get on a 2 or 3 point run, could get a little separation. As Ellis goes to the net, and George Washington meets Ellis at the net to score the point. Yeah, you got to think the team that gets on a little run, as Johns gets ready to serve for George Washington, you score 2 or 3 in a row, could be the team that, pulls away and wins this thing. Baker, nice job, able to handle it. Kogar gets it over the net for Beckley.
Nice pass by London Baker to Zoe Vance. Nice little tip.
Tomlin. Arbogast over the net.
To Hill.
Becky's got to get it over. They do with Vance. And George Washington will get the point. And they've opened up a 2-point lead.
And Bree Rhodes wants a timeout for the Beckley Flying Eagles.
Because this is such a big moment in the game.
Moment, yeah.
Yes, because now, going to 15, it's not like the 2 previous sets where George Washington won the first set 26-24. Beckley won the second set 25-15. So this winner of this game to 15, win by 2, will decide who wins the match. And it's been back and forth. But as I mentioned, the team that gets on a little run, which George Washington has done that for now, to get up by 2. That's why I think this is a really good timeout for Bree Rhodes and Beckley to kind of rally the troops a little bit and see if they can make a run right here. We've still got one more match to follow, and that will be, we'll have a short break at the conclusion of this, and then we will have Beckley against Mount Hope Christian, and that will be the best 2 out of 3. As they all are when you have 3 teams like we've had here tonight. So George Washington with a little momentum. And they've scored the last 2 to take an 11-9 lead. Baker called for it. May got away hitting it twice.
No, I think Meadows was on top of her hit.
Good hustle by Baker.
Great hustle by Beckley.
Becky's got to get it over, and Vance will do that. Tomlin goes down, digs it out. Arbogast gets it over. And the point will go to George Washington. And they've opened up a 3-point lead. They've scored the last 3. Baker able to handle it. Ellis throws it down. But George Washington able to handle that from Ellis. There's Vance at the net. And George Washington now on a 4-point run, and that's what I talked about, Morgan. The game was tied, and whoever could get a little separation. And that's out of bounds.
Michaela Adkins and Reagan Wrist to check in for Beckley.
So Beckley's thinking this is where they got to make their run.
Absolutely. Michaela Adkins, the senior, to hopefully do just that.
And George Washington is a point away from winning the match.
Simple mistake by Ellis up front.
So now Beckley's got their back to the wall, and they've really got to, and you can only score 1 point at a time, and that's all they can think of is, one volley at a time here. As George Washington's Tomlin will serve it up and trying to get the W. And Wrist throws it down, but right back at her, George Washington. Vance across it, and it's out, and George Washington will win the match. Your final score is George Washington 15 and Beckley 10. So George Washington will win the match 2-1. GW won the first one 26-24. Beckley bounced back to win the second set 25-15, and then George Washington beats Beckley 15-10 to win the match. We'll take a quick break, and we've got a little time in between Beckley and Mount Hope Christian, and we'll take a quick break and return after these messages on Video Productions.
Have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. ServPro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
welcome you back into Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School as I'm Maris Lowry with Morgan Payne, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins producing and directing, and Jackie walking his dog Moon is on camera. And we're here for the final match. And Morgan, we've seen two really good matches. We've seen Mount Hope Christian beat George Washington 2-1 to win that match. And then we see George Washington bounce back to beat Beckley 2-1 to win that match. Now we'll see if Beckley can bounce back and get a win, because one thing, you never want to go over, but you definitely want to go over in your own building,
right,
in your own home court.
And senior night.
Yes,
know?
And senior night on top of it. You're so right. So I'm sure that Beckley, that little break, will do everything they can, because we were here a couple weeks ago, and they handled Mount Hope Christian with relatively ease, winning 2-0 to win the match. But this is a much more different team in just a couple weeks. They played much better, did Mount Hope Christian against GW, and I'm sure that they're ready to try to get their revenge against Beckley here tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
So glad you're with us here on Video Productions. This will be the best 2 out of 3 sets to see who will win the match. The first set, and actually the first 2 sets, are to 25, win by 2. And if we have a decisive set to win the match, it will go to 15. But one thing we've seen, Morgan, in the 2 previous matches, that it's getting an early lead. Whether you're playing to 15, whether you're playing to 25, the team that's got off out of the gates and got off to the early lead has ultimately been the team that's won the set and went on to win the match.
Yep, that has seemed to be the pattern for tonight. So we'll see which team, Mount Hope or Beckley, starts their momentum strong and see who can ultimately get the victory over here. And what's funny is, like, if Beckley wins against Mount Hope, and Mount Hope had beaten George Washington, and George Washington beat Beckley, so it's like kind of a
like a round robin there. Yeah. All right, so Beckley will have the first serve, and it'll be Atkins to serve it up for Beckley, and we're ready to go. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Here comes the serve, and we're underway. Wrist got a hand on it, but not able to get it back in the playing court. And the young lady, McKenna Jones, will serve, and she really played big in their match victory over George Washington.
Yes, she did.
So Mount Hope Christian takes a 1-0 lead, and here's Jones on the serve. And he had to play it out of the rafters, and Beckley not able to do that.
A little miscommunication there between Wrist and Hassan.
And like I said, you would think that Beckley would probably be used to it because they practice here all the time, and they're probably used to getting it out of the rafters as Wrist goes down and gets it. And then Wrist comes back to score the point. So Kendra Bailey will check into the Beckley scheme of things.
She'll be serving it up here.
And here comes the serve. Baker for Hassan. And Ellis for Beckley goes strong to the net.
Great kill by Ellis. Able to recover from that kind of off approach. But strong to the net, gets the kill.
So here is Kendra Bailey to serve for Beckley. And good job by Mount Hope Christian at the net as Ellis for Beckley went to the net, and Mount Hope right there to put it right back at her, and Mount Hope able to score the point.
McKinley Moore to serve it for Mount Hope.
So this is the first set of the best 2 out of 3. Like I said, we played at 25, win by 2. Good hustle by both teams. Baker sets it up for Wrist. Nice job by Jones on the back end, and Ellis to the net, and Beckley able to score. Molly Smith into the lineup.
London Baker to serve it.
And here's London Baker's serve. Mount Hope with Sophie Pack. And here's Carrico. Gracie Carrico will serve for Beckley. And Reagan wrist, and the point will be to, nope. Well, one official pointed to Mount Hope, the other pointed to Beckley. Who are they going to give that point to? Ultimately, I think Beckley will get the point and tie the game. Well, it's kind of like this, like the road run, the Scarecrow and the Wizard of Oz, right? Yeah, which way they go, and it pointed both directions.
Yep. Hill to serve for Beckley, and Kogar checks in for Beckley as well.
Kendra Bailey there. Molly Smith will get it over the net.
Great block by Molly Smith right there. Able to kill it again.
Jones on the back line for Mount Hope.
Great recovery by Mount Hope
there.
Yeah,
Pack does a good job. And here's Kogar.
Nice
and the point to Beckley. And Allison Hill will serve for Beckley.
Great job by Hassan. Presence at the net.
Beckley with the 2-point lead. Good job by Moore to handle the serve. Moore gets it over. And Molly Smith with the smash. And Beckley has now scored 4 in a row.
Here's the replay. Great pass by Bailey.
Yeah, as
Great
you know,
set,
Morgan, that's the whole key, the setup to the net.
Absolutely.
To have
a good kill. You got to have a good set. You got to have a good pass to the setter. Hassan, great job. Great read on where the blocker was. Nobody behind the blocker to get the tip. Beckley results in the point. Hill to serve.
Comes the Beckley serve. Jones handles it. And
Molly
nice
Smith
job.
And Hassan with the block.
Yes. As Pack trying to get it over the net for Mount Hope, and Molly Smith right there. And a 6-0 run by Beckley to take this 5-point advantage. Nice hustle by Kendra Bailey. And a good play by Pack at the net for Mount Hope.
Dolly Parton score of 9-5.
There you go.
Wow.
That one's up out of the rafters.
Great response by Mount Hope. That one had some smoke on it.
And Molly Smith, wow. And Carrico had to look at her arm to see if it was still there after the way that Molly Smith smashed that one down.
Meadows to check in for Beckley as well as Vance, the senior.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. You don't want to be in the way of that. I don't care male, female, man or beast, woman or beast. You don't want to be in the way of that.
No, sir.
Carrico able to get it over. And Molly Smith again, but met by Jones at the net, but still Beckley able to get the point. You know, in between games, we appreciate we had a fan from George Washington come by and thank us, and we appreciate them for telling us what a good job that Morgan, you and I are doing, and thank us for doing the game, and we appreciate that.
We appreciate all the viewers and all the people and the fans and the players and coaches that make this possible.
Right, and of course the advertisers that have to make it possible.
Absolutely.
Because Morgan's got such a a big high salary. We got to be able to pay her salary, right?
That's right.
A big signing bonus she got us for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if your husband is watching in Pittsburgh, Morgan, you haven't told him about that big signing bonus you got yet, have you?
Nope, sure haven't.
He's not going to know about that, is he?
No, he's not.
Well, if he's watching, I just told him, right?
Oh, he's definitely watching. He just texted me.
Oh, so he's like, oh, is there something you forgot to tell him? Yeah, about that big signing bonus you got? 13-5 Beckley lead. We appreciate Paul watching from Pittsburgh. By the way, I don't know if he's a hockey fan. The Penguins are playing tonight on the road.
We plan on going to a game.
Yeah, the Penguins are home Thursday and Saturday. They play the Islanders Thursday and the Rangers Saturday in the timeout by Mercer. I did that.
There it is again. Mount Hope Christian wants
Mount
timeout.
Hope Christian. So, all right, so while we got a minute, let you know that tonight's action is brought to you in part by State Farm. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And your local State Farm agent is Scotty Brown, and you can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Scotty located in Shady Spring. Also, tonight's volleyball action is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation. If you're in the market to buy or sell your house, you can check out Luke Richmond, the broker, and Steve Morgan, the associate broker. And you can check them out on their website at exitelevationwv.com. Out of the timeout, Beckley up 9, 14-5. And like we said, Morgan, in the previous sets of the previous matches, it's getting off to a good start. The team that's been able to get off to a good start has ultimately went on to win.
Yep, that has been the pattern for tonight. Beckley able to get it over. Mount Hope hoping to return the favor. A great block by Molly Smith.
Yep. And the point to Beckley. And they've opened up a 10-point advantage.
Meadows the serve.
And Kogar able to get it across the net. And that will be in bounds. That was a nice play by Sophie Pack.
In that back corner, great positioning.
And that's, I guess, the hardest thing to judge, when you get to the back to the end. When in doubt, I would say hit it, right?
Right.
Pack able to get the ball over the net. And a good job by Jones. Jones tipped that one. And Becca's got to get it over, and Kogar they do. Kogar sets it up. And Molly Smith, nice job by Pack. Jones over her head.
This has been a great rally.
It has been. Molly Smith is
a
a little tip right over the net as Ellis checks back into the lineup for Beckley, and they've opened, once again, a 10-point advantage.
Nice serve by Molly Smith. Mount Hope just not able to get it over after 3 hits.
And Beckley now with an 11-point lead. As Molly Smith will serve. Good hustle, and they got to get it over, and they do. And Molly Smith, she knew, she's like, well, she's
hit it on the wrong side of her arm there.
Yeah. London Baker back in.
Score's now 17-7.
And it'll be Addison Peters will serve for Mount Hope. And Ellis at the net. And once again, I tell you, McKenna Jones has played outstanding.
Yes, she has.
For
Mount Hope.
Mount Hope, yeah. The navy blue cladded Mount Hope. Student section getting a little rowdy again. Kogar had a little too much smoke on it and out of bounds in the point to Mount Hope. Friday night we'll have high school football, a battle of Raleigh County. It'll be Shady at Liberty. It'll air at 6:30, kick at 7. Eric Thomas will join me for all the play-by-play action. It's hard to believe, Morgan, we're coming down the stretch to the end of the regular season in high school football. as Mount Hope able to score.
Great job by McKenna Jones up front. So what happened just there, Maris, is they said that she lifted, so you can't technically push the ball
with her hand.
Yeah,
like a palm, like palming the ball.
Yeah, basically. That's what they called there. I don't know.
I don't think that score is right. 18-10. It should be 18-9 is what it should be.
I think they're fixing it now.
Yeah, and then whatever just happened there, 19-9 is what it actually should be. That's another reason I keep a running score like I do in basketball, football. I keep all that.
There we go. Now
it's
fixed.
We got it correct. But Beckley has really taken command of this first set of the best 2 out of 3 in the match. Coming right to you, Morgan. See, I knew there was a way you had to get involved in this, right? Yeah, as much rain as we had coming in, and you've got sandals on. I'm surprised you didn't have water between your toes.
Great effort by Meadows right there to be able to get the pass in play.
Good job by Baker over her head. Jones for Mount Hope. Baker again for Beckley. And good job by Vance. So Beckley's really taken charge of this first set. Nice hustle and effort by Beckley, but the point will go to Mount Hope. Bree Rhodes, the coach of Beckley. Ashley Soule, the coach of Mount Hope. Baker goes down to get it. Wrist for Beckley. Nice job by Moore for Mount Hope. And Baker couldn't handle that, and the point to Mount Hope. And that serves a little long. Yes, Hassan and Bailey will check back into the Beckley lineup.
Should be Bailey to serve it.
So Vance and Meadows have a seat. And as you mentioned, Kendra Bailey to serve for Beckley. And a good job by Pack. So now Mount Hope. Moore will serve to Baker for Beckley. Wrist gets it over the net. Moore again for Mount Hope. And Beckley gets the point.
Great patience by Hassan right there.
Yes.
I know she wanted to probably kill it, but
right.
I think she might have been a little off in her approach, so she's like, I'm just going to push it instead, and it ultimately worked out for her very well.
Molly Smith back in, and this is where Beckley's front line is really the strongest. Wrist, Molly Smith, and Hassan. It's like pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
But back on the other side, Sophie Pack says, pick my poison,
yeah.
and she's able to score. Carrico will serve for Mount Hope. Going to be a late night for everybody all the way around, players, coaches, officials, and us broadcasters.
Yeah.
Because Molly Smith and Beckley a point away from going up 1-0 as Kogar will check back in. Also for Beckley, Hill will check back in. And Beckley will win this first set 25-13. And they will lead the match 1-0. We'll take a quick break, come back and get you ready for the second set after this on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. I'm Maris Lowry along with Morgan Payne, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. Beckley won the first set of this best 2 out of 3 match, 25-13. And we're now ready for the second set. And Beckley really has rebounded well after losing the match to George Washington. And, you know, it's kind of a merry-go-round because we talked about it before we started this. Mount Hope beat George Washington 2-1, 2 sets to 1 to win the match. George Washington beat Beckley 2 sets to 1, and now Beckley trying not to go over, as we talked about, because as you mentioned, senior night, also in their home gymnasium, and that way everybody's like, well, we all won one, but we're not happy that we lost one, but at least we didn't lose both of them, right?
Right, exactly. We'll see if Beckley's able to do that here.
Because nobody wants to go away 0-for and go 0-2.
Right, exactly.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
All right, so here we go. And the lead, the serving off, McKenna Jones. She's been outstanding for Mount Hope.
And as she starts out outstanding.
Yeah, Risk can't handle it, and Mount Hope jumps off to a 1-0 lead. But we talked about getting off to a good start. And here's Jones ready to serve it up again. And that will not clear the net. Kendra Bailey will check in. And Bailey is ready to serve. And here it comes.
Great serve by Kendra Bailey.
And Pack strong at the net, but Beckley knocks the ball. Which way are they going to go? We had one of the officials, she was pointing both ways. So I'm taking it that Mount Hope got the point.
Yeah, I would assume so because I think the block resulted in out of bounds.
Well, you and I saw that, but I don't know. Did you see what I saw? Because she pointed both directions. So, and it doesn't take much to confuse me, and I was a little confused on that one. Nice play. Ball right over here in our lap.
Hassan with the kill. Block made some contact, but ended up being out of bounds.
Ties the game at 2. Here's London Baker with the serve. And that's going to be out of bounds, and Beckley will take the lead. Here's Baker to serve it again. Jones goes down and gets it. Pack, and she slams it home.
Wow, line drive for Pack. What a great play by Mount Hope Christian.
There's Carrico with the serve. Bailey able to handle it. Molly Smith with a smash.
She said, I can line drive it too. Hill checking in and Kogar checking in for Beckley Flying Eagles as you watch the replay here. Great approach. Right down the line for Molly Smith.
Yeah, not much any player going to do with that when she hits it that hard and precise, where she wanted to put the ball at.
Hill to serve for Beckley.
That time, Molly Smith like she was going to wind up and
Yep,
kill
little
it,
trick
and
play.
she just
rolled it over.
Yes. And sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, but where you hit it and the placement of the ball. And Molly Smith does a great job at the net for Beckley. Beckley with the point there. And like I said, it's all about getting off to a good start, which Beckley has done that. They've doubled up Mount Hope, leading 6-3. As Hill is ready to serve. Molly Smith at the net, Pack trying to get it over, and Beckley able to score again. Pack gets it over. Good hustle by Bailey, then also by Baker. Good job at the net. Bailey gets it over. That was good play by both teams. And Mount Hope gets the point. Good job that time by Pack.
Great hustle by both teams in that rally. That was really good. Sophie Pack still serving for Mount Hope. Nice pass by Kendra Bailey. Sets it up to Hassan, who rolls it over.
Yep.
So that goes up to Jones. She's able to roll it over as well.
Baker able to handle it. Hassan at the net. And Jones just like
Nope.
met her right at the net and said, not on my watch.
Yep. Not in my house. Score is now 7-5 with Pack still serving it for Mount Hope.
You're going to set up Molly Smith, and Smith hits it, and it is
out of bounds.
Yeah, wasn't sure what they were going to call there, and it's out of bounds, the point over to Mount Hope. And not saying it's an easy job, but sometimes the line judge is pointing to both.
Right.
Kind of get me confused. She's pointing one way, then the other way, then I'm not sure which way the point's going to go. Because any type of officiating, I'll assure you, is difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
On any level. That ball didn't have enough air in it. It's hard to palm.
Yeah.
Actually, as I was squeezing it, the ball actually probably should have a little bit more air in it. Because I was always been told a basketball and a volleyball, you should be able to bounce it and come up to your waist, so you know you'd have enough air in it. And I could tell by picking that ball up that it there's a lot of air out of it. It's Mount Hope now is taking the lead.
I think they called Molly Smith in the net on that play.
Yep.
Molly Smith able to roll it over.
Yep. Pack will get it over the net, but out of bounds. And that'll tie the game.
Meadows and Vance checking in for Beckley.
Meadows will serve it. Yep. And there's Meadows' serve. And that kind of got up into Pack, but not quite able to get it over the net. I thought the ball kind of got up on her.
Yeah.
And she had a hard time fighting it off. And Beckley's regained the lead. Nice job, Pat, going down with the dig. Here's Jones. And job by Molly Smith at the net. Baker set up. Vance can't get it over the net. Good job by Baker to save it. That's a really good play by Beckley at the net. And Molly Smith
with the block
meets Jones at the net, and Beckley gets the point. That was good play by both teams.
Yes, it was. Great hustle by both teams.
So 10-8 is the advantage. And here comes the serve for Beckley. They have the 2-point lead. Carrico with a nice play. Baker gets it over the net. Jones hits it a little far. You could tell when she hit it that was going to be long. And Beckley scored 4 in a row to lead by 3. Had to run down the ball.
Meadows to serve for Beckley.
And here comes the serve. Mankin gets it over. Baker. Vance. Good job by Pack. Jones throws it down.
Meadows just not able to get to it in enough time. Great job by Mount Hope getting the kill. Number 3, Jolie Mankin to serve it for Mount Hope.
And Molly Smith able to score. Ellis will check back into the Beckley scheme of things.
Molly Smith to serve it for Beckley.
Carrico with the dig. Molly Smith able to handle it. And Ellis for
Nice
Beckley puts it
skill by
away.
Ellis.
Molly Smith ready. Nice job by Pack. Jones will get it over. And
wow,
Ellis.
Ellis barely gets it.
Yeah. They got to get it over, and they will.
do.
Yes. Kogar with a nice play. Vance. Right at the net, and what do we got?
We're calling the Beckley point.
Yeah, they're going to call, I think, Jones into the net. Beckley leads by 5.
That was great effort by both teams.
Yes,
there.
it was. And Beckley seemed like they're gaining a little momentum, but that serves a little long. As Baker will check back in, Molly Smith will have a seat. And it'll be Peters, Addison Peters, to serve for Mount Hope Christian. Baker takes it. Got to get it over, and Beckley does. Jones with a slam at the net. Peters ready to serve again. That's going to be too deep. Good job by Baker. She could tell that. And you could tell really the moment she hit it, it was going to be long. As Reagan Rist and Michaela Atkins will check back into the Beckley lineup.
Michaela Atkins, the senior, to serve it for Beckley.
Yeah, Beckley's got 4 seniors, and as you mentioned, Atkins is one of them. Baker is a senior. Hassan is a senior.
And Vance is the last
And
one.
Vance is a senior. Good job by Jones. She's played well all night. Reagan Rist, good job. Pack gets it over. Baker, and now Rist.
Nice job by Zoe Vance on that hit.
Yeah, and ball goes over the head of Baker. Really not much she can do with that.
Mount Hope Christian gets the point, and now it is.
Yep, Mount Hope hanging around.
Yep, McKenna Jones to serve it.
Yeah, that ball didn't like it come out of her hand right, did it? Like she was losing the ball when
Yep.
she went to serve it.
Kendra Bailey will check back in, and Hassan will check back in. Bailey to serve it for
Bailey
Beckley.
to serve. Pat gets it over, and Bailey can't get to it, and it's a point for Mount Hope. And I'm not sure if that would have been in. It might have been in. It was just tough play for Bailey to get to.
I think it would have.
I think that might have been in too. So it'll be Moore to serve it. Baker goes down and gets it. And Beckley
Nice
gets it
little
over the
trick
net.
play
Yeah.
by Michaela Adkins.
Wrist. And Ellis. And Beckley is up 4 as that Molly Ellis returns to the lineup. Or Molly Ellis, beg your pardon, Molly Smith. Ellis just went to the net.
Right.
It's been a long night.
It's been a long night.
It's been a long day.
Wow, look at that. London Baker got the serve to barely pass over the net, resulting in a Beckley point.
That's what you call living right.
Mm-hmm.
London Baker with the serve. Packed, and Molly Smith and wrist go strong to the net. Reagan Wrist, known as the Hammer. At least by me, I'm giving her that nickname.
Yeah.
I'm coining that name for Reagan Wrist as the Hammer.
From what we've seen the other night at Independence, I'd credit her name that.
Yeah, the Hammer.
As well.
She was stomping all over the floor, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
She's also an emotional leader, which is a good thing to have. Is Molly Smith able to score? And if you're Beckley, you're up 20-13 going to 25. You kind of maybe sense it now that you got things in your grasp. And if this score holds up, it'll be the round robin. Everybody will go home 1-1. And the point to Beckley. So Beckley has scored 5 in a row, and they've opened up an 8-point advantage. Yes, Baker set to serve it up. And Molly Smith will throw it down. Hassan went to throw it down, but back at her. Now Hassan will get another chance.
Nice hustle by Bailey in that play. A little scrappy there.
Yep.
Mount Hope able to recover.
And it's out of bounds.
Resulting in a Beckley point. London Baker still continues to serve
And Beckley
it.
closing in on what will be the decisive game and trying to win this match 2-0. As Baker serves it, Jones has it. And nice job by Wrist.
Great job by Wrist.
And Beckley a point away from getting the match. Like I said, a round robin at Mount Hope beat George Washington. George Washington beat Beckley. And it looks like Beckley ready to beat Mount Hope.
Nice job by McKinley Moore.
Yeah, and Bailey's like she realized she probably shouldn't have hit it because it was probably going to go out of bounds, and that was going to be the game.
Yep.
But Mount Hope down 10 as Carrico gets ready to serve. They got to make a little run here. And there's the serve by Carrico. They set up Wrist, and Beckley wins it, and that's it. Final score, Beckley wins it 25-14. We'll take a quick break and be right back to wrap things up here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. ServPro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
We're going to wrap this night up and put a bow on it as Beckley able to win this match. They beat Mount Hope Christian 25-13, 25-14 to get it done. Morgan, your final take.
I thought we saw some really good volleyball tonight by all the teams, Mount Hope, Beckley, and George Washington. I think it's interesting that everybody kind of went home a winner/loser tonight. Somebody lost to someone, but they also got some wins underneath their belt, and I'm really excited for the end of the regular season into postseason play, state tournament. I think all of these teams, Mount Hope Christian in their tournament, and then Beckley and George Washington in the Quad A. I think they've got some really good potential.
Yeah, it was like a round robin, and as we wrap it up here, it was Mount Hope beating George Washington beating Beckley, and then Beckley beating Mount Hope. Well, that'll do it here from Beckley Woodrow Wilson. It's been a long but a very entertaining night of volleyball, and we appreciate you watching on Video Productions. For our entire staff, for our cameraman Jackie Moon, for the heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins, who did a great job as always producing and directing, and for Morgan Payne, I'm Maris Lowry saying good night, everybody.